What's up, everybody in the house tonight? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody in the house tonight?
Monday.
What's up? What's up? Yeah.
Monday in the studio.
Thank you, Eileen. It is Monday in the studio. Welcome back to Garrett and Steve. Ready for a fire week of bangers. Here we go. This is our time. Hit that like button and smash the comments.
I really missed that on Thursday. I opened the show with saying, God, I miss Garrett's intros. I didn't know what to say. It was awkward and shitty.
Tell me about
I
it.
couldn't think of something like another week of bangers, fire bangers.
A week of fire bangers. Yeah.
Uh,
You excited?
I'm super excited.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited to have you back. Thursday was Steve Day.
I heard it went great.
Today's Garrett Day for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I did so much talking on Thursday. I think I'm just going to shut up for 2 hours and just let you do some talking because there's no way anybody wants to hear my voice at this point.
Oh, people seem to like it. At least they appreciated that you did a show. Yeah, that was nice.
Yes, it went far better than I anticipated.
Mhm.
You know, we're streaming YouTube and faggots. It's not like it was some weird thing I had to do.
Yeah.
It was,
But like that was
par for the
awkward
course.
at Compound when you had to do like the dump by yourself in the studio, just because you're like by yourself and you're like kind of just talking into the air.
Monday in the studio by myself. Yeah, but it takes 2 seconds to get used to, really. Like,
yeah.
it just feels weird at first because this is what we do every single show. There's never really a deviation. I don't do a version of this where it's just me talking.
True.
So on Thursday, when I booted everything up, I was just sitting here like, well, now what? I kept looking like,
What's going on?
what do you, he's not there. What do you, still not there. What do you, nope.
I like the name of the show though, just and Steve.
And Steve.
Yeah, that's a good one.
People suggested it should have been End Steve. It meant two things. I was like, that it would have been better. But then Five Fan, of course, in about 3 seconds, whips up an outro that was
No way.
2 of them. He gave me End Steve and he gave me Edie and Steve. And I was like, well, it's got to be Edie and Steve.
Yeah.
She did do all of the heavy lifting.
Nice.
She was here supporting and
She did hang out.
making sure the show went off without a hitch.
That's nice because usually Thursday she just hangs out on the couch for some reason.
I don't know.
That's her afternoon nap time, I guess.
I guess because like during the week normally around that time Charlie's sleeping, so she's like, this is when I get to lay on the couch completely unbothered. So fuck you and your stupid gay show. This is when I do this.
Well, I was out for Thursday because my uncle fell and hit his head and went to the hospital and had to have brain surgery. And then he had brain surgery, and then he had to have brain surgery.
Oh, double
brain
BS
surgery. Yeah.
Oh no.
So I don't know when it's.
Did you walk up to the brain surgeon after you went over to your family and point at him and go like, "Was this guy supposed to be some kind of brain surgeon?" No brain surgeon. Let me tell you that. He's no brain surgeon. Oh, he was though. He was a brain surgeon.
There was a rocket scientist right next to him.
Well, he's no rocket scientist.
Yes, I don't even know.
So, but it sounds like after 2 brain surgeries, everything must be perfectly fine and back to normal.
Yeah, no, he. I got to the hospital after because I guess he went in Wednesday and had the 2 brain surgery, one at like 4:30 in the afternoon and then 11:30 at night because they went in and he had fallen like 3 weeks ago and hit his head and had like this. Like he looked like Braveheart. Half of his face was all black and blue
Oh,
from this
Jesus.
fall.
Yeah, old people bruise like a banana.
Yeah. And They didn't take him to the hospital or anything. He said he felt fine and blah, blah, blah.
2 brain surgeons just stole my truck. Good one, Sean. Good one, Sean.
So he falls again like 3 weeks later. This is on Wednesday. And they go and give him an MRI or whatever it is. And they notice there's like some blood on his brain. And then they notice there's old blood on his brain. So like probably from the first fall. So they go in there and clean it all up, take him out, and they give him another scan. And they notice there's now more blood on his brain. So they're like, oh, guys, we have to go back in. And luckily we left.
Who keeps putting that blood up there?
Luckily they left the piece of his skull unattached so they could go back in.
Just have a little trap door in his skull?
Yeah, pretty much.
Could be useful.
And they go back in, clean it up again. And supposedly that stopped it. They didn't see any more blood. But now he's like gone, he's almost 80 years old. He's gone through 2 brain surgeries. And then I go and see him on Thursday. And he's got half his head shaved. He's completely out of it. Like, can't even open his eyes. Has this like tube stuck to his head that's coming out of his head that's like sucking out blood and stuff. And their nurses are talking about milking the bag to get the blood.
We're gonna milk his bag. Oh, this guy's got blood in his brain. Let's milk his yam bag.
So they're milking his bag.
So that's what the brain surgeon said. Oh, we gotta milk this guy's bag. He's shooting goo all over the place.
They milk his bag, and please. The brain surgeon comes in at some point and like comes up to him, and he starts like pinching him to see if he reacts anyway, like feels pain or anything. And he's pinching him and he doesn't really react. But then he goes, "Hey, George, if you could hear me, open your eyes." And he opens one eye, but it's just the white of his eye. So there's this guy with half a shaved head, tube coming out of his head. And he just opens his eye, but you could just see the white. And it immediately closes. And he's like, "If you could hear me, squeeze my hands." And he kind of squeezed the guy's hands. So he's like, "Oh, this is like sort of a good sign." Like, then he tried his left hand and nothing happened with his left hand. They're like, "Well, we have to give this like 2 or 3 days to see if like the propofol wears off." And he was on fentanyl. He had like a fentanyl drip. And they're like, he's like, he
was feeling pretty good.
I'm sure he was. That's probably why he couldn't like focus his eyes.
He couldn't focus his eyes and squeeze because he's like, "Hey, listen, I'm on the most awesome heroin ever. Everything feels great."
So he's like, the doctor's kind of optimistic, being like, "Oh, if this all wears off, and maybe he'll lose the ability to use his left arm, but we're not sure that maybe that even could come back. And, we just have to give it a few more days or whatever to blah, blah, blah." We left there at like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, came back at 7 o'clock that night, still the same, kind of just like laying there, blah, blah, blah. He has this like monitor that's attached to the tube in his skull, and it was like reading the pressure in his brain. And apparently you have to have some pressure in your brain, but too much pressure, I don't know. But like when we were there first, it was like at 6 or 7, which the doctor said was good. And then when we came back, it was at like 20. I'm like, oh God. But then like as we were sitting there with him, it kind of went down again. And then we left for the night, come back the next day, and he was we get to the NICU, NICU surgery, SICU.
Yeah, I think NICU is isn't that babies? Yeah, NICU is babies.
SICU or whatever. Yeah, the surgery intensive care unit. And there's like 3 nurses in his room, kind of like hurriedly trying to adjust him or move him or do things or whatever. And they tell us to like, his wife, my aunt, can stay here, but can you guys go wait in the waiting room? And I don't know what happened, but like my aunt just comes back and she's like, we have to let him go. And it was just like things just apparently his like kidneys started failing, his spleen started failing, his lungs were filling up with liquid. And then we waited for like my brother to come from work, and then we just all had to go in like one by one and say our goodbyes to him. It was fucking rough.
At this point, did you point at the doctor and go, some brain surgeon? More like a rocket scientist.
He wasn't there at this point, but yeah, I should have.
Good job, asshole.
But yeah, and that, like my aunt felt not lucky, but like she was so worried about having to make the decision to pull someone off pull the plug on someone, but like apparently it was so bad the doctors were like, we have to do it. And then
well, lucky for her, huh?
Yeah. Weird way, kind of. Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, it was horrible. That was like my first contact with like death right there. Like my grandparents died, but I didn't see him die or see him in the hospital or any, like that. But it was a rough one. Yeah, I don't know.
How was the did you saying your goodbyes, was it awkward, or were you like
so awkward?
Because I've kind of been there, and it's like, well, I don't even know.
That was the thing. My brother went in, and I saw him like grab his arm, and I don't know what he said because we went in one by one. Then I get in, and I'm like, see you later. Oh my God. You had a good life? I don't know what to say. Then I kind of just stood there and pretended like I was saying something. It was just, and then left. I didn't know what to say. I was like, even saying like you had a good life was so dumb. I was like, what?
You had a good life. It'd be so funny if he like snapped out of it for a second. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is terrible. I got a tube in my fucking brain, asshole.
Oh.
Did you just go, all right, hold on, uncle, I want to try something?
Yeah, anything will work, right?
See if you can, like, those breath tests where you blow into a tube to see if you can make the ball float.
Yeah.
See if you can get his brain to float above its. I'm sorry, this is terrible.
But that was good. Like we were all like kind of making jokes throughout this whole process too, which was helpful. Yeah, but it was a rough one.
Should have grabbed his hand and be like, I know you're faking. Get up. Stop being an asshole. I've been in the hospital for 2 days now. Stop faking.
He was a cool uncle. I don't know. I guess I don't know. Everyone has a cool uncle or funkle.
I got a couple funkles.
Yeah.
Very sad when mine are still alive, but I'm sure at some point probably they're not going to be.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be a happy time for me. So I'm very sorry, and I mean that genuinely.
No, thanks.
Thursday, I was like, not only is he like, you're not here, and I felt bad just for that. I'm like, he's not here because he's dealing with some of the worst thing you could be missing, a podcast for.
Yeah,
deal with someone fucking dying. So I'm very, my condolences.
Thank you.
My question: How come he kept? I understand old people fall, but repeated falling within like a couple weeks. Was he skateboarding? Why was he falling so much?
So he was a truck driver for like a food delivery service, and he was always like lifting up boxes and moving stuff or whatever. And when he got older, he got 2 drop feet. Do you know what that is?
No.
Like you can't point your toes up, like your feet just fall down, and like your legs are too weak to like bring your toes up in the air. So you can't, it's like hard to walk. You have to like really stick your feet up and then flop them on the ground and
Don't have any
things
of that
like
movement.
that. And that was like 15, 20 years ago he got that. So then like he was kind of just like shuffling around for a while. Then it turned into he had a cane, and then he had the electric wheelchair to get around, and then walkers everywhere. And then, like, the last time I saw him at his house, he was so weak he couldn't even like push himself up from the chair to get up. We had to like grab him and pull him up. So like if he tries to get out of bed and like walk along the dressers, he's not even like strong enough if he takes a little unbalance, you know, and he just tumbled and fell. And
He didn't have like a walker?
But I was like, the bedroom's not huge, so I don't know if like the walker could fit between the bed and the dresser, you know. Like he just had it, but they were like the bed on the left and the dresser on the right. Like he could maybe balance, but his arms were so weak. I don't know. He just couldn't make it, and then he just kept falling. Yeah, and then the like right before Christmas, he went into the hospital for some heart thing. His like blood pressure was really low, and blah blah, all these other things, and got something maybe like a stent put in his heart or whatever, and just never kind of recovered from that sort of thing. I'm not sure, but
your aunt must be fucking having a great time.
Yeah,
She's in and out of the hospital constantly. How's she doing?
Like pretty okay, kind of. Like I really think the choice of her not having to pull the plug was like a burden lifted off of her, because they even like hooked up not a feeding, like a feeding tube goes directly to your stomach by a tube, but they hooked up something that went into his nose that was connected to a food liquid that would go down his nose into his stomach. So she was like,
I didn't know you could eat through your nose.
Me either.
Huh. Untapped potential right here.
There's 2 more holes you could be shoving food into.
I could be eating a bowl of ice cream while having pudding through my nose. Interesting.
But yeah, she's doing pretty good because of the pull plug thing and all that. She you know, just like being in the waiting room, and there she comes in and she's, you know, you have to let him go, and she's crying, and it's like, oh my, just, you know, I've never been in that situation. It's just like so heartbreaking. Yeah, so then, you know,
and then as you're like, what do I pat him on the back? It'll be okay. It's okay. Stop crying.
Stop crying.
Stop crying. Shut up.
So then they let us say our goodbyes, and they were like, do you want to be in the room when we do this? And everyone was like, no.
Oh, you weren't like, hell yeah. Oh, no, I mean, no. You had a good life.
I didn't know what to say. It was like I was like, I'm talking to someone that can't hear me. It's in the, you know, it's like, what am I gonna? I don't know.
And it's especially because apparently you said people were like kind of watching.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, I better make it good. Get busy living or get busy dying, Uncle. That's from Shawshank.
But I mean, he was a fun uncle, but he was kind of like me, kind of. I don't know. We were just like at family events, everyone be hanging out at my aunt's house in the living room, and he'd just be like in the back watching TV too loud.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And he'd come out for the appetizers and then dinner, kind of thing. You know,
he's the best guy in the world.
Yeah, he did it. He did what he wanted to do all the time. You know, he just didn't care. It was just like I don't know, like me. I don't know what. He just wished he just wanted to do whatever he wanted to do, and that's what he didn't care what other people thought of him.
Clearly, yeah. It's like, you throw the party.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be living here like it's any other day.
Exactly. Yeah. For his 40th birthday party, we had it at my mom's house, and they like turned their basement into like a casino and got different blackjack table games and roulette and things like. And all his friends came by, and
wow,
it was kind of fun, you know. And then at the end, like, so I don't know, he was almost 80, so this was when he was 40, so almost 40 years ago. So I was like 8 or 9 or 10 or something. And then at the end of the night, like a stripper came. They got a stripper, and I got to be down there like when the stripper showed up, but then all of a sudden I was escorted upstairs.
I wonder why.
Yeah. But he was a fun guy. Yeah.
That's so awesome, though. That your aunt's awesome.
Yeah.
She was like, "Yeah, let's have a stripper for his birthday.
Uh-huh.
Let's all stare at her asshole while she's standing on the roulette table." That's great.
And they were both they didn't have any kids, so like my brother and I were like their surrogate kids kind of thing. So he was glad that we were there to be there for her and all this stuff. Yeah, so then they pulled the plug and they came back in like 10 minutes later and was like, it's over with. And she told my aunt it was like one of the most peaceful deaths she's ever seen, the way this happens.
Wow.
It's like, oh, wow, would you expect her to say? He was slashing and flashing. And,
he stood up and started kicking the doctors. He was like a rocket in there. He wouldn't stop.
And
we had to hold him down and really kill him.
Another sort of blessing was he was always paranoid about dying. Like every Christmas for the last 10 years, it'd be like, I guess, maybe I'll see you next Christmas, but this is probably my last Christmas kind of thing. In kind of a joking way, but he kind of meant it too.
This past Christmas, he really called it.
Yeah.
Called his shot.
Well, that was the thing. When he went to the hospital right before Christmas this year, the doctor told my aunt, like, I don't think he's leaving the hospital. He's just gonna, he could die any day now. And she was like, got so freaked out. And then like 2 or 3 days later, he was back home. Like he was kind of totally fine. Not really, but, and then, like he was sleeping a lot more. And, apparently when guys turn 80, they just fall apart.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, like you said, he was working a hard job or, lifting shit all day. That adds up. And I guess by the time you hit 80, all the screws fall out and you need a doctor to milk your bag. You need a brain surgeon to come in and milk your bag, or else your bag ain't getting milked.
He was high school football ref, maybe bad. Oh, it's softball too. He did softball.
Nice.
He really liked that. He was like really into like the high school sports of Long Island, which is cool, I guess. I just couldn't get that into it, but yeah, that was his thing. And he, I don't know, he's been retired for a while, so he must have done pretty well at his job. He was in Vietnam.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he didn't even get drafted. He just like signed up for the army. And I don't know if I was trying to talk to my aunt, but she didn't really get it. I was like, did he sign up like during Vietnam, knowing he'd go to Vietnam, or he just signed up and then all of a sudden shit Vietnam started? But I didn't really get an answer to that.
Well, when did you ask her in the middle of her crying because he just passed away, and you're just standing there like, so wait, when he went to Vietnam, did he know he was going to Vietnam, or like he signed up before that? And she's, Garrett, shut the fuck up.
There really wasn't that much like sobbing. When she came into the room to tell us they were going to let him go, she was crying and stuff. But then after that, it was, trying to just like reality on reality's terms. Like, this is what's going on and this is what's going to happen and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So he died April 4th. Supposedly that was his stepmom's birthday too. And that was like the woman who raised him, really. Like, apparently his mom left at 10 years old or died, or maybe died. I'm not even sure.
Left for heaven.
So the person he always called his mom was his stepmom, and that on her birthday he died.
Happy birthday. Gonna see you real soon.
And then it was like back to my aunt's house. She called up the funeral parlor that day, made an appointment. We went out to the funeral parlor, and I was expecting it to be like super shady and gross, like money wise. but it really wasn't. It was like, I don't know, maybe a little more than $5,000 to do the cremation, and I don't know, sign up for the VA benefits or get her to get the life insurance stuff, and then they help write an obituary for you. And
I mean, $5,000 is a lot of money, though.
it is, but I was expecting way more because we're not doing a funeral or any sort of viewing or anything like that.
I'm sorry. I reminded me. Remember the time we called the funeral home because we were planning Gino's funeral?
No.
Aaron said,
Oh, yeah.
We were back on In Hot Water when Aaron was still on the show. We called the funeral home to plan, and he was like, "It costs what?" He's like, "What if we just have a barbecue and we throw them on the grill, and we bring you the ashes? Would that save us some money?"
Do you remember how much it was?
I think it was around that price.
Oh, okay.
And Aaron was just like, "What? How much?"
Yeah, because they have to like hook up with the hospital and then get the body from the hospital, and then they provide like some sort of pine box casket because you can't just be cremated by yourself. You have to be in a box for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Sounds like they're upselling you. You got it. You need the pine box. You can't just get thrown in a fire all willy-nilly. You need to be in a proper coffin.
I mean, I'm sure they make a good profit on it, but it wasn't. I was thinking it was going to be a lot more, kind of.
I don't know how any of that works, but I when they bury you and you get a headstone and there's the fancy Cadillac of coffins, caskets, that's a whole fucking heap and helping of money. I'm actually surprised it's still a good amount, but I guess it makes sense. They gotta do it the right
Facilitate
way,
everything.
Make it, because what are you gonna? I don't think you can refuse them doing it. Like, what happens if you're like, we're not paying for this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, if everyone just says no, we're not paying, then what? They just throw the body somewhere?
I want to say, there's like some like mass grave in New York. I don't know if it's just for the city. Maybe there's ones for different parts of New York.
Potter's Field.
Kind of, where they just like people that are abandoned or have no one, they just take and throw them in a big pile. I think that's how it works. Yeah, and like since he was in the Air Force, he could have been buried at Calverton, which is like a military cemetery out on Long Island, but he didn't want any of that. Yeah, and no funeral, no wake, no nothing, no.
When people reach a certain age, I think they've been to so many funerals and wakes and shit. When they reach a point where like, I don't want any of this. I fucking hate going to these things. I've been to so many. I don't want to put my family through this. Just fucking toss me into the fucking pile of bodies. I don't care.
I couldn't imagine what if there was like an open casket or whatever. There's this guy with half a shaved head and a hole in his head, and so I
could have kept the prayer cards in there. Just take one as you leave the casket.
Use him as a vase.
Put the flowers in. Yeah. Well, since it's been at least 5 days or so since you've had a drink.
Oh no.
And
whoa.
We got some fancy shot glasses to celebrate the life
of Uncle George.
Mm-hmm. Not the death. You don't celebrate a death. Celebrate life. Now, we have several, because now I'm like a mortuary / funeral home booze guy. We have several options that you can go with. This is the Cadillac of coping with your dead relative booze.
Yes.
It's a giant bottle of Jack Daniels. That one's going to cost you about $5,000.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The old standby.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 1 liter bottle of Jameson.
What's that going to cost me?
It's going to cost you about $7,000.
Wow, more than the Jack.
Yes, this is
even though it's smaller,
but more refined.
Okay.
It's a fancier, less room in this one, but a fancier way to go.
Okay.
And then finally, the fanciest, the Old Overholt, which is the rye whiskey with a red plastic cap you got me for my birthday. Now, this is the Cadillac of Cadillacs
Yes.
of whiskeys. This one's going to run you about 10 G's.
I think I'm gonna have to go with that one. You know,
The Old Overholt.
I can't spare any expense for Uncle George.
No, you cannot.
Yeah.
And don't forget, after you're done with your shot of remembrance for Uncle George, since I was the birthday boy the other day, you're the death day boy. We will award you the chalice of sadness for you to drink out of for the rest of the night.
Wow.
Brought to you by the Nashville Showboat.
The General Jackson Showboat.
My
Nashville, Florida, Tennessee.
My brother got me that when he went to Nashville. He's like, here, you drink out of this shit.
What a fancy gentleman he must be.
Yeah, totally. Now you too will be a fancy gentleman as we
Can't wait.
celebrate the life of Uncle George. Well, Uncle George, we hardly knew ye.
Yeah.
Hardly knew ye. Cheers.
He had a great life.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is good rye whiskey. Here's some ice cubes for your
My
giant chalice there. And there were a couple questions from the people about Uncle Andritz, Uncle George. Was it the Andritz side or the other side?
The other side.
The other side, Uncle George. First, I'll take it. Joey Dago would like to know, is Garrett's uncle wealthy? I wonder why he wants to know that.
No, they did. I mean, for him being a truck driver and my aunt being at-home hairstylist, where she just had like a salon in her basement that she would cut people's hair. They did all right. They have like a nice big 2-story house. They kind of retired early-ish. I would say early 60s, maybe. He was done working and they had savings and 401ks, I guess. I don't know.
How do they pull that off?
I don't know.
The same thing with my grandparents. They're no longer with us. They'd be around your uncle's age if they were still here. Sure. I'm going to just burp while you're gone. But my grandfather was a mailman, and my grandmother worked at a college. She was like administrative kind of assistant.
But not even like a professor.
No. She worked in an office, like doing paperwork and stuff, and like signing students up and shit. I think that's what she did. Between the two of them, like, I swear to God, my grandfather must have worked for the mob because they just never needed money. It seemed like, and had a house, car, a two family house. I still don't understand. It's, mailman's not a bad job. He retired a mailman. Got his hat right here. But I don't understand. Like, how did he afford to do everything?
To buy a house, have children.
Yeah, have a car, have all this shit.
Yeah.
A house costed a 3-year salary and not an impossible lifetime amount of money. I understand that. I don't understand why it's so different and why it has been since I've been an adult. Owning a house is never. I've had full-time jobs since I've been out of high school. Basically, maybe a little gap here and there, but for the most part, I've always had a full-time job. None of them were like terrible fucking McDonald's jobs. They were all like
non-minimum wage jobs.
Other people working with me were in their 40s, 50s. Like these were jobs. And owning a house was something that was like literally a joke. Like, oh, what the fuck? How am I going to pay for that?
I know.
Like, impossible. Meanwhile, again, my grandfather, I don't even think my grandmother worked while my mom and
of course, yeah,
uncle and aunt were the kids. So I don't understand how it was like nothing to just have a 2-family house, multiple cars, and retire with all this fucking money and be able to provide for us. Like, it blows my mind.
Me too.
How like now it's a complete joke. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be able to fucking do that.
Well, he worked for the government, right? So we got a pension.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he got part of his salary for the rest of his life, which is nice, which helps. Yeah, I don't know. Like my uncle was in the army and then got some sort of like Agent Orange payment. I think he was getting like $800 a month just because he was in Vietnam, which is not bad. They had their Social Security, and then I guess they're like 401ks or whatever it was that they would have to take money out every so often, because I don't know how 401ks work, where you eventually have to start taking your money out.
Yeah. At a certain, I think 65, you have to start taking the money out.
Okay,
Or
yeah.
they'll fucking beat
Keep
you over
it
the
or
head with it.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't.
They'll go to your house and shove you.
And it's not like my aunt was cutting hair nonstop, every 7 days a week or whatever it was. She just like a normal like hairstylist job where she maybe like 10 to 3, she'd cut some people's hair and then I don't know, just hung out. They'd go to St. Martin every year for a holiday. They had they bought a timeshare, but one of those, not points timeshare, just like you own this one room for this 1 week every year kind of thing. And they bought it like before it even was built, and just started going there for maybe 30, 35 years or whatever. Every year would go there the same week every year. Yeah. And then they just like gave it to someone. It like wasn't even worth selling, or I don't know. I don't know how that works either. They're just so rich they could just give things away. I don't know. But yeah, they were definitely comfortable in their old age and had nothing to worry about. Definitely not what I'm looking forward to.
No. Well, my mom just texted me. She's listening.
Mm-hmm.
Got down payment from his parents. That's how he did it.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I get, yeah, maybe.
And yeah, down payment was a lot less, but still, like, now it makes a little more sense. Like, he didn't just pull himself up by his bootstraps and bootstrap his way into a bootstrap house. He had a little help with the bootstraps, and then had to bootstrap the rest of the way on his own. Bootstrap.
But yeah, I mean, even if my dad paid for a down payment on the house, it was like, am I going to pay for the mortgage?
Gonna have to start working on the oil rig. Max had a comment. Let's read some super chats. Max says, your uncle should have bought the Gusher Maxi Pad to stop the blood from the brain. It's true.
If only he was wearing it on his head before he fell.
Yeah, it would have been a good helmet.
Yeah.
Helped him from gushing. Those separate piles of blood in his brain. Poor guy. Bob Fanapatrice says, cover the brain trap door with a Garrett and Steve sticker. What are these? Was the hole bigger than this? I think this.
No, it's smaller than that.
See, this is why you have to have all of these on hand at all times. You never know.
I did have them on me too because they were in my bag.
You should have said to the brain surgeon, hold on, Garrett Andrews, brain surgeon, I have an idea. And then unpeeled the sticker and stuck it in the hole and be like, easy peasy.
Pressure's all set right now. It's all fixed.
Anybody can do this. You guys are dumb. Fitzy, Garrett's uncle came out of brain surgery and said, happy birthday, Steve.
I wish he said something. He couldn't even say anything. It's so horrible seeing a person that you love and know like that, where they're just like, his eyes were sort of open, and especially the second day when we went there, like his body was like heaving and like trying to breathe, even though it had a ventilator in him. It was just like, I don't know if like what it was, if the lungs were filling up with fluid, so he couldn't get enough breath, but it was just like in the bed like this, and his eyes were all weird, and oh god, it was. Yeah, and the second day, like he could open both eyes, and you could see his pupils, but then like if you waved or did, it was just blank. It was just like he was pretty much, the machines were keeping him alive for a day or two, and he wasn't there. Yeah, so that's why it was an easy decision to
have him whacked.
Yeah, to murder him.
It's easy to decision to put him 6 feet deep. He owed me, motherfucker. Oh, yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, man. It's just like gonna keep happening now. My parents are old, my aunt's old.
Oh, Lord. Hopefully there's enough space in between where it doesn't get annoying and you don't get all jaded about it.
I know.
Like by the third death in the family, you're just like, oh, we wrapped this up already. Yeah, we know. He's gonna, as long as you're filling with fluid, kidneys are failing. Yeah, we get it. How much time is this gonna take? I have to go do a podcast.
The first one was my stepfather who just died mowing the lawn instantly. But so far,
Very considerate of him.
My stepfather and my uncle now, both no wakes or no funerals. So that's a positive on my end.
Totally. Yeah, you don't have to sit around at those fucking boring ass
Oh
things.
my God. They're not even boring. They're just uncomfortable and long. And I don't want to say pointless, but kind of.
They are.
It's just a waste of money, really.
Yeah, I had to go to one.
Like, I get it if you're young or what, people want to see you or say goodbye, but like, I don't know. I guess if you're old too, why not? But you have less people around. You have less friends and less.
You just see people you either haven't seen in a long time or like you get introduced to people.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, hi. Oh yeah, I'm sad. Ooh, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Oh, hi. Let's have that like half like low conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, nice to meet you. Oh yeah, they're dead as shit. Yeah, they're
like
dead.
Like the time I met my neighbor, Craig Fritz, at my brother's wife's funeral, and started telling him about getting hit in the head with a rock and running to his house for help. He was like, we're at a funeral. I was like, oh yeah.
Fuck Craig Fritz. I tell me that story again, because I can't remember why I said fuck Craig Fritz.
So I was at my brother's second wife, died in her sleep maybe 12 years ago or who knows, whatever. And they had a funeral and everything because she was in her mid 50s. She had kids and blah, blah, blah. So I'd been at the funeral since the beginning, and this was like 2 or 3 hours into it. And it was already past the whole people getting up and saying things. And it was kind of just like everyone's just loitering around. If any stranglers came in to say goodbye to her or whatever. So I was just hanging out, and then Craig Fritz shows up, and I was like, oh, this is I haven't seen him. He was my neighbor. I hadn't seen him in 25 years or who knows. And I go up to him and I start telling him a story about how I was playing baseball with Brian Maragiolio, and the
Maragiolio brothers.
Brian threw a rock at my head and hit me right between the eyes and the forehead. And, I was like 6 or 8 or something. So I just thought, like, if you get hit between the eyes, like, you could die. I don't know what, there was just some sort of
Sure. I mean, myth. Blood builds up in the brain. And you have to get a tube in there. You were right.
So I ran to his house because his mom was a nurse and my parents weren't home, and kind of panicked. And he was like, you fucking pussy. Like, it's just a rock hit you in the head. Who cares? But so then he shows up at the funeral, and this is the first time I've seen him pretty much since that incident. Maybe I went over to the house like 1 or 2, and I was just like reminiscing with him. I go, remember that time I ran over? He's like, maybe we should save this because we're at a funeral or something. And I was like, okay, sorry. I didn't realize. This is a woman he had never met. He was friends with my brother in high school, and now it's 25, 30 years later. Never met his wife, and just like, I mean, out of the kindness of his heart, he came to his wife's funeral. But it's
stuck up asshole.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, there's probably someone I can tell this is a funeral to there. That's probably his move. It's a good move. I kind of want to use it the next time I'm at one of these things. And somebody has a conversation with me for more than 5 seconds, and they're just like, oh, hey, so how are you doing? I'm like, it's a funeral. It's distasteful to ask me any questions. Just say hello, say you're sorry, and let's just keep this moving.
but he is Jewish, so I don't know if the Jewish people handle their funerals differently.
Yes.
They do them quickly, but I don't know if they like are
They-
very somber during it.
They barter over that $5,000 a little more than you did.
Oh, no way. They have their own secret Jewish funeral homes that they have to give a wink and a nod to, and then they get a cheaper discount, I'm sure. No, don't you think?
Yeah. Well, dying is a bit of a Yetzer Hara trap. Your family has to go to the funeral home. They have to make a deal. They have to do Gomorrah, and they daven what they do in those places. I tell you. And at the end of the day, I'm not paying for this. I know the work's already been done. He's in the ground already. What are we gonna do?
So, do you find it weird that
Craig Fritz is an asshole? Yes, I find it weird. You would go to a funeral for someone that you're sort of related to and be an asshole to you. I think you should have stood there, listened to the story, and been like, "Oh yeah, I remember, man,"
Yeah.
and humored you.
Yeah.
It's your family that's going through the sad time. He's just there to support. That's what supporting is. Supporting someone in a time of dire need and death isn't going, "Hey, this is inappropriate. We're at a funeral." Like you don't know. Fucking jerk off.
It might have been like I was
having too much fun.
Yeah, telling the story.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. Like laughing about it, or just like
you obviously
talking
were
loudly
bored
about
before he got there. You're like, "Oh, Craig Fritz,
Yeah.
someone I could talk to."
Wow, remember this whole thing? And he didn't even remember it. So it was like, what was the whole point?
Well, the point, that's probably why, by the way, he said, "It's a funeral. Shut the fuck up." It's because he's like, "I don't know what this story is. I don't
Why would
remember. It's awkward. I don't remember."
It's
Let
not
me
like
correct his
it's not like
behavior
I had to go to
instead.
the hospital, or he had to help call the cops for me, or it's like a nothing story, but it was in my head. It was such a big thing at the time. No, but do you find it weird that two of the people in my family haven't had a wake or a funeral or anything? Is that like a sign of something, or is
it's a sign of you have well, I don't know. It depends on how you view it. Some people think it's like narcissistic and it's putting your family through all this shit to have 2 days worth of 2 wakes and then a funeral with a whole procession and the whole big shebang. So they go out of their way to be like, "I want to make it easy on my family." Then there's other people that are just like, they've been to funerals and they think it's like a good way to get over it is to have these long sessions and have a party at the end. So I don't think it's weird. I think that's just how your family, I mean, especially based on how you are, you're like someone who's like, "Oh, I don't want to bother anybody and I don't want to fucking make a whole thing about myself. I'm not going to fucking, if your family's similar to you, then yeah, it makes sense that that's what they would do is just be like, just very small. Let's just get this over with. Not a big to do, Who are we? What are we gonna have a George Floyd funeral? We're gonna put me in a golden casket and march me around fucking Minnesota? No. So I can see my family's kind of like that too. Where and my grandmother, I remember her saying like, and my mother, she's always going on about like, "I don't want anything. I want that," and I'm like, okay, like,
get your living will ready, Mama Reno.
No, it's never happening. Don't worry about it.
No, just like. Not a will, like I leave these things to these people, but like if something happens, I don't want to be on a respirator.
Machine,
I don't want to be on a food machine. Yeah, kind of thing. It's like that. My mom has one that I had to sign and I have in my drawer. Never read it or anything, but it's there. It's always just like an awkward, dark moment.
Do you ever just look at it and go, "Hurry up already"? God. Leave you in the woods like a cat.
No, I never done that. Nope.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a weird thing with your family. I think it's really just again how people deal with death. Everybody's different, but most people are the same. Like, I think it's more normal to do it that way. To be like, let's just condense this into like one day.
Yeah.
So that again, people that are sad don't have to fucking drag this shit on for 3 fucking days. Like, let them go home and fucking cry and go to bed.
So he had like 3 or 4 step siblings, And one of them, the girl, Gina Marie or something, not Gina Marie. That's one of our fans.
Yeah, Gina Marie.
Jean something, but
Jean Shalit.
she wanted the mustache and the big afro.
That was his
Jean
stepbrother.
Shalit wanted to FaceTime with my comatose uncle before he died. It was like, what are you gonna do? Yeah.
But you just hold the phone over him so you can be like, hey, wake up. Hey, I know you're faking. Hey, I can see through the phone. You're a big phony faking liar.
So luckily there was a big sign on the door to his room, to like the SICU, that said like no cell phone use, which I don't think anyone followed because his cell phone was in a bag there. They even left like a hospital cell phone in his room. I'm not sure. I guess the nurses can use it to do something. So I'm sure it wasn't a hard and fast rule, but we were just like, oh yeah, no cell phone. So what were you going to say to him?
I mean, yeah, what do you take selfies?
And like,
rest in peace.
It's better not knowing what he looked like at the end too. Just have a picture in your head of what he was, growing up.
Yeah, what you described didn't sound very pleasant. The half a face bruise and
no, the bruise went away.
Oh, the bruise went away.
Yeah, after 3, it was so dark when I saw him, and then I can't believe after 3 weeks it went away completely. Yeah, but the half.
It's like the beginning of Watermelon Man. Your uncle was turning into a moulignon. Turned into an eggplant.
Yeah, the tube coming out of his head, the half-shaved head. They had like iodine rubbed all over him, so it kind of looked like he had a tan, which is kind of nice.
Ooh, hitting the beach.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But yeah.
That's a fun weekend.
Oh my God. So yeah. Then we went out after we went to the funeral home and did all the arrangements and stuff, went out to eat. And there's I haven't seen it yet here, but on Long Island, supposedly like almost all the restaurants now have a cash price and a credit card price. And you pay 3% more to use your credit card. And it's like, you get like 3% back for using your credit card, but now that's wiped out. Like I thought that was like illegal or something.
That's always been a thing, but usually places just account for that and they charge everyone the credit price.
The credit price, right? Yeah.
Because that's how you deal with it. Is you upcharge because the credit card companies take their cut. So you just raise the price of whatever the product is. And then, but you don't let cash people get it for cheaper. Everybody pays that. So
you're saying they're being nicer to cash people.
Yeah.
Kind of. Okay.
I don't know if this is an everywhere thing or a Long Island thing. I think wherever you went is trying to cook their books a little and then not pay taxes on all the money they're getting. So they're giving an incentive to pay cash so they don't have to report all the money they're getting.
Oh, okay. All right. That kind of makes sense. Yeah.
I would think.
But
because at this point, I don't understand why you would do that. Yes, hallway.
Oh, so there's a law that you have to label the cash price and the credit. You can't just charge less. Yeah. Oh, you're not allowed to give a discount for paying cash unless you put the cash price on the menu.
You have to put both to use the discounted price.
Oh,
I still think it's just a way to not have to pay taxes on all the money you get.
Mm-hmm. So, but the thing was, we went to this, it was called like Moo Moo's 2 or whatever. It was just like a step.
That's such a funny place to go to after someone dies.
It was literally around the
tears
corner.
In your eyes. It was like, let's go to Moo Moo's.
Moo Moo's 1? No, Moo Moo's 2.
Let's go to Moo Moo's 2. It's a Moo Moo's 2 kind of day. They have the Fluffernutter s'mores dessert.
But it was literally like right around the corner from the funeral home. So that's why we paid. But also, so it was like a step above a dive bar, really. It wasn't as dark and gloomy. It was kind of like more higher ceilings, but still just like a bar with tables and a regular bar. But like the hamburger, just a regular hamburger was like $19
Yeah, that's cheap.
at like a bar. Like I feel like when I met Bill for the walking tour, we went to PJ Clark's. The hamburger there was maybe $20 or something, but that's like a midtown New York City place with a famous background.
When I order food with the millions of dollars I have to, play by DoorDash,
Yeah.
A burger is a minimum of $20. And then like you get the special Mondo burger with the fucking bacon and the and the boobada bats on it. That's $25, $30 for a hamburger. Yeah, eating out is it's stupid. It don't make no sense. It's too much fucking money, and we've been eating at home more. Caitlin's been cooking up a storm every week. I swear to God, it's not only financially the obvious smart thing to do.
Yeah,
my stomach's not as like all over the place as it usually is.
Wow, who would have thought?
I've been eating cereal with milk, regular milk, and not shitting my brains out.
Wow,
it's like everything's correcting itself because I'm eating real food and not just greasy grease covered in grease with extra grease
and everything.
Yeah,
all right.
Not today.
All right, but
today wasn't a veggie day, but more often than when I was ordering food all the time. Yeah, there was the only vegetables I ever ate were French fries. By the way, did you listen to the show on Thursday? I got my balls busted about eating vegetables on Thursday too. Everybody's got an opinion all of a sudden about how much of a fat fuck I am. Now I haven't had a piece of broccoli in my whole life. I eat vegetables.
Who busted your balls?
Everyone. Started from the hallway.
Oh, the hallway was here?
The hallway was in the chat saying, because I at some point it somehow came up about me having diabetes. And then it's like, oh, she chimes in with a super chat. This fat fucking N-word's never eaten a vegetable in his life. He's going to die. And I was like, well, that's a little extreme, honey.
He was talking about all the garbage he ate.
And
she messaged you for what?
Just eat a vegetable.
Oh.
Yeah, she wasn't saying I don't eat vegetables. She was yelling through text, eat a vegetable, fatty Magoo. And I was like, that's unnecessary. People have eyes. They can see. You don't need to tell them I'm a big fat boy.
But like, when's the last time you had like been to the hospital or got a physical or something? Or
well, until you just jinxed me. It was, I went to the doctor when my back was hurting.
Okay,
I thought I was having kidney problems. It was just my back.
But they would know, they would check your blood, right? And they would see if you had diabetes.
And I was also talking about that. How I went to the doctor. Why don't you put the mic on that one?
I didn't want to interrupt your story.
Sadness farts. Please interrupt my story about me going to the doctor and them telling me I'm a fat N-word. Rest in peace, that fart. No, I went to the doctor and the doctor said no more monkeys jumping on the bed. And that my everything was pretty much fine. He did say, and I forgot, Caitlin so on Thursday, I was like, I went to the doctor and he said, all my blood work's great. I'm healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And then she comes home and was like, I thought the doctor said you were pre-diabetic. And I was like, oh, I did forget about that.
Oh, so
he said I'm like on the verge of pre-diabetes.
All right.
She had to remind me.
I brought this up thinking that you had like a clean bill of health. But
I pretty much do. Pretty much.
You got a Steven out of the hallway.
Yeah. For what? My face isn't purple. I'm gonna drag your uncle. Then that guy was unhealthy. He couldn't even point his toes up. I bet he didn't eat more vegetables than me. He definitely doesn't now. Sorry, Garrett.
You're gonna shut him out for the rest of the time.
It's a blowout from here on out. Me and Uncle George, competition's over. All I have to do is eat one fucking stalk of celery and I've beat him by a mile. Yeah, that's basically what you missed on Thursday.
Okay.
Thursday, I pretended I wasn't a fat piece of garbage who has a good, clean bill of health.
You're
I got
really,
my
like,
roses.
not fat. That's the thing. Like
I'm overweight by a good
yeah,
amount.
yeah, but you're not like a fat guy.
I don't know what you would call not skinny, overweight, and
You know, like
busting out of an extra large shirt. That's not fat.
no, I'm overweight. Everyone's overweight.
Sure.
You know, or morbidly obese or whatever. But
on the BMI,
but like I would say, like, I'm not to degrade, but like your friend Frank is fat. He's a fat guy. You're just like
he's
a
the size of
stocky guy.
He's the
kind
size of a fucking house. Frank's lost weight. Frank's trying to get to my size. He's right there. Me and Frank.
Good for him.
Good for him. But I
Yeah.
swear to God, if we ever cross where I'm the much fatter one and he's skinny, that will be my sign that I need to really fucking batten down the hatches, start eating some carrots.
But I mean, I'm sure Caitlin, you know, can make good vegetables.
I'm sure she can. She has.
Yeah. So just started.
I eat them when she makes them. What? She burned my balls with them.
Oh, that's right.
She steamed some string beans and then poured the scalding hot water on my basketball shorts where these aeration holes just let the water right through onto my penis and ball sack and scorched them. So yeah, when she cooks vegetables, for some reason, I suffer. And it's not just because vegetables are a boring fucking assault on your palate of nothingness, but because she burns me with the way she cooks it. Physically. Hurts me.
The vegetables hurt you.
You're
We get it.
If she keeps cooking them, I'm going to end up in the hospital with 3rd-degree burns. I'm going to be saying boo earns to these vegetables.
Ah,
But anywho, we're way off track. We're
Yeah.
reading super chats over here. Right, last one we read said that your uncle came out of brain surgery and said happy birthday, Steve. That was by Fitzy, just to remind everyone that happy birthday to me. Beverly, crazy way to get birthday attention, Garrett.
You got me. Uncle George is alive. I made it all up.
There is no Uncle George Glass. There is no Uncle George. You took some time off because you were like, first of all, I know exactly what you were doing. Thursday was supposed to be hockey show birthday Steve celebration. It was because Gino missed my birthday party, so we were going to celebrate with him on Thursday.
He even teased it on Wednesday or whatever it was.
And I know Wednesday night when you went home, you were literally biting your fingers like, I can't go there.
I can't do this.
I can't do.
I went out to his house. I did 3 days of his birthday celebration.
I can't do.
Then we came back Monday and it was still some birthday celebrations.
5 days of Steve's fucking birthday. I can't fucking do this anymore. So you made up this whole thing about having an uncle named George who's got a brain port and a purple face and he's got flat feet. Really fucking well done.
Thank you.
You clearly watched a bunch of episodes of House MD and came up with a whole script of how your fucking uncle went the way of the dodo. You pushed him. The hallway said if you didn't make it up and that you were so sick of my birthday celebrations, you pushed your elderly uncle and sent him to the hospital. And you were just like, you were like, well, my story's going to check out.
Yeah.
I won't have to go to that motherfucker's house. I'm not going to Staten Island, that's for sure. My uncle's in the sick U because I shoved him.
Faded out.
Well, don't worry. Oh, Beverly was insinuating you killed your uncle, not that you made it up.
Oh, okay, that's better then.
I see.
Thank you.
Yeah, Beverly. Thank you.
Beverly.
Yeah, you killed your uncle. And I believe Beverly. She's usually right about everything. Me and Gino already talked about it though the other day. He called me. I missed the call. He was on the show, but I called him back, and the whole conversation we had was basically one that White Lotus stole the life story.
I wanted to ask you about this.
Stole the rights to the life story of Max Lowenz and Gino Visconti and just put it in their show. And we also talked about how you think you're getting out of this birthday celebration thing just because you killed your uncle. Sorry, there's going to be another Thursday this week.
We can't.
I don't know if you're aware of this, Garrett. There's a Thursday every week. Every week, Thursday comes around, and you can't avoid it. You can kill every member of your family. Eventually, you're going to run out of people to murder, and there's going to be a Thursday you have to show up here. And when you do, we're celebrating my birthday.
Sorry, Aunt Lorraine. It's got to be done.
You're going to have to meet your maker because Steve's trying to have another birthday.
No, but I wanted to ask you about this White Lotus thing. I didn't watch it, but I kept hearing when we went on the walking tour with Bill, we went out to
White Lotus, more like pink blanket. Yeah.
So we went to this bar afterward, sort of, just to get some drinks. And Jamie and Bill were talking about this White Lotus with Sam Rockwell. Is he the one? Is he the one that gives his speech about jerking his brother off?
No, okay, so there's some lines being crossed.
Oh, okay.
Sam Rockwell gives a speech that's very sexual and is like, "Oh my god!"
Apparently, it was like this 10-minute speech about wanting to be. I don't want to
go to Thailand. Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen White Lotus, turn this off. I enjoy the show quite a bit.
But he wanted to go to Thailand and be a girl and get fucked in the ass.
So he says that he went to Thailand to live out his like sexual deviancy, fucking yada yadas, and he fucked a million girls there. And he's like every night doing blow and doing meth and smoking crack and doing all these drugs and fucking all these Thai hookers. And he eventually starts fucking lady boys because whatever the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he eventually, to get past that, he has the lady boys fuck him. And then to get past that, he has guys who look like him come fuck him in front of
the lady boys,
in front of other just hookers.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, I dress up and I'm a pretty fucking girl. And he's like, I'm wearing a wig. He's got lipstick. And he describes this whole crazy fucking thing about having dudes that look like him come to his hotel room and fuck his brains out. He's like, that guy railed the shit out of me. It's Sam Rockwell, and that guy railed the shit out of me. And while a hooker he hired just sits across from him and watches,
cheers him on or whatever. He just watches,
and just like, and he's like, I am them, I'm whatever the fuck. It was this whole long thing, and Walton Goggins is just sitting there like, all right, man. Okay.
Yeah, I heard it was like a 10-minute long soliloquy kind of thing.
I don't know about 10 minutes, but it was long. And it just gets worse the more he talks. You're just like, Jesus Christ, it's me giving a speech at a wedding.
Oh, so he didn't talk about getting jerked off by his brother.
No.
Oh,
that happens in the show that you see with your eyeballs.
What?
Yeah. So the story, apparently, I didn't know they took the rights to Gino Bisconti's life story and they made it a subplot or one of the main plots in the show.
Okay.
So basically, I didn't know this. Gino comes from a wealthy family or used to be a wealthy family.
Makes sense. Yeah.
It turns out they ended up as farmers in Vineland, New Jersey because their dad was involved in some big financial scandal that got them all in trouble, and he lost all his money.
Mustard scandal?
A big mustard, yeah, it was a big mustard was involved. But the Bisconti brothers have a sister too. I didn't know that either. But the Bisconti brothers were in Thailand, and they took Molly or something. Took like ecstasy, and the one brother's a virgin, the Gino. So Gino's a virgin.
Okay.
And he ends up hooking up with some older lady. And
way to go, Gene.
And Pete, Max Loads, is in the bed next to him on this yacht, which is already, there was this fucking really weird dynamic between the brothers.
With the prostitute there or the older lady?
So it was the prostitute, older lady, yeah. Yeah, he was in the same room while they were banging. And, they're all on ecstasy or whatever. The older lady was not 28. If she was 28, then she was very ugly and it added 30 years. Yeah, she was about 28, but she was very ugly. Anywho, skip to the juicy part.
How old is Gino in the story at the time?
20.
20, okay.
And the old Max Loads is a few years older than that.
18?
He's 18 and Max Loads is like 20 something.
Okay.
And yeah, there's no real like lead up to this where you think they're incestual brothers, but the Gino is banging this broad, and then they cut to him with one of his arms is reaching over to the bed next to him, under the covers, under the blanket, jerking his bro. And it's like, I've heard this story a million times from Gino.
Oh my God, more than a million. Right? Jesus.
But they left out the part where Max Loads goes, yo, blanket time. Like, if you're going to tell the story, tell the whole story. Don't leave parts out of it. They specifically left that part out. But we all know that the story is that anytime Gino's brother, Max Loads, is horny, he does not jerk off.
He doesn't jerk off.
Beneath
He's a man
him.
of culture. Yeah.
Far beneath him. That is not a thing he will ever do with his life. But, you know, when a guy's got to come, he's got to come. Everybody knows that. So he'd be like, yo, blanket time. And they get the pink blanket and drape it over, and Gino jerks his brother off. Just like in White Lotus. Dude, I was beside myself watching this. I'm like, why? Why does this have to be in the show?
Is that what this show is about? Is it just like weird sexual kinks and fetishes?
It's not about that, but in the show every season there's a bunch of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's not. It's about the White Lotus Resort. Each season is in a different country. Okay. And it's like all the wild shit that happens at this resort in a week. Like each episode's a day in a week. And it's like all the crazy shit that happens at the resort in the week.
Oh, okay.
So one of the crazy things that happened in the resort is a kid jerked his brother off. And every season starts with a murder.
Okay.
So yeah, the whole thing starts with a murder and ends with, like, the whole thing's a buildup of how they got there. And I have to say, I enjoy this. I enjoy the show every time it comes out. It's one of the best shows I think that comes out from HBO at this point. But every season there's some weird section. I'm like, come on, why? This one topped all the. I can't remember anything in any past season that was this fucking like Jesus Christ.
Now, how much of the? I get. Oh, he was under the blanket. So
yeah. So it honestly just kind of looked funny.
Yeah.
But like what? Because once you realize what's going on, the way the camera moves, it really fucks you up. Because first of all, they're doing the thing where it's like, oh, we're all partying, so the camera's kind of like, woo, everyone's fucked up, and they show you the 18-year-old Gino having sex with the lady, and then they pan over in the bed where the brother's just laying there, and then then they kind of pan out and you see his blanket going up and down. And you're like, oh, Jesus Christ, he's jerking off to his brother having sex. Jesus Christ, that's sick.
Wait.
But then they move the camera a little more and you realize, like, oh, God, he's jerking him off.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, wait, is he just jerking off?
It's like a horror movie reveal. It's like terrifying. Yeah, Caitlin didn't even see that happen. I had to tell her. She was like, oh, 'cause I don't even know how it came up. She's like, oh, he's freaked out because his brother was jerking off. I was like, no. His brother jerked him off. That's why he's acting freak out. I was like, you didn't see that? It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's fucking disgusting. God.
Yeah, Caitlin asked me, wait, are you sure? I'm like, I'm fucking sure. I know what I saw. It was absolutely awful. I don't know why they had to put that as a plot point. I guess because it works as like a holy, people are going to talk about this shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, so Gino jerk a guy's bro. And it's honestly, it's very entertaining to then watch the brothers the next day just like, so I blacked out. Yeah, me too. Yeah. I don't remember anything. Yeah, no, I definitely don't.
That's very unlike Gino and Max, though. They totally
they pal around.
Yeah.
Oh, good load, bro.
Ooh, rubbing it on my face makes my skin nicer.
Ooh, rubbing it in my belly.
That's right. Gino rubs it in his belly.
I like to come, rub it in my belly. It's a original track by Aaron Burr. But yeah, it was really sick stuff. It was really why'd they have to do that? I was enjoying this show. And I got that in my head. But so the lady that Gino banged sees the brother who got jerked off the next day. And she, of course, brings it up. And he's just like, what? I don't remember anything. And she's like, yeah, you do. Your brother jerked you off. It was so funny. And then there's another girl there that's just like, what? And he was like, I don't know what kind of pill you gave us, because the girl gave them ecstasy. I don't know what that shit was you gave us. But and the girl said my sentiment of, I don't know that there's any drug in the world that can get me to jerk off my brother.
Yeah.
Dude, I've taken ecstasy, I've taken Molly, I've taken all kinds of drugs. There's nothing that will make you be like, well, sure.
I know. I have like given friends back massages on ecstasy.
I'm like,
but yeah.
no,
You're right.
Stay away from your brother, Garrett.
I know. Maybe I'm on a slippery slope.
You are. You're gonna fucking beating him off. But I agreed with the girl's sentiment 100%. I'm like, yeah, I don't think there's a drug that makes you do that.
No.
I think that's in you if you're gonna fucking do that. And both of them, like, for the guy jerking and the guy getting jerked, like, how does one of you not go, what the fuck
are you doing?
doing?
Oh my God. All right, so yeah, I did
Good
it
show,
right
though.
then.
It's a good show.
It's
I highly
Okay.
advise watching it. Just know at some point you're gonna get fucking tagged with that. And just like a scary movie. Just shut your eyes. Just shut your eyes. You don't have to see it. Yeah, and you don't really see anything. It's like a second where you notice, like, oh my God, he's jerking his fucking brother off. Oh my God. It's disgusting.
Neither of them were Sam Rockwell.
No.
Wow. So
No, they
just
were
like a lot
Patrick. One of them was Patrick Schwarzenegger.
Oh, that's right.
Arnold
That's
Schwarzenegger's
right. I
kiddo.
remember them bringing them up.
He's the one who got beat off.
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, I remember them bringing him up. I didn't know it. Is he a good actor or did he just get this from nepotism?
He was great in this.
He was?
He really acted like a guy getting jerked off by his brother.
Wow, that's good.
And then afterwards, just being like, don't fucking talk about it. Fuck off. And then the fucking kid, the Gino, his like reasoning for why he jerked his brother off was like, well, I'm a people pleaser. He's like, you look like you needed something. And it was like, Gino, it's like, that's why he jerks his brother off. He's like, well, I don't want Max Load sitting there with his bag needing a milking.
I wouldn't even be able to bang someone in front of my brother, let
No.
alone jerk him off.
Get the fuck out. If he, for some reason, was like, oh, I'm going to be, there's a big yacht. There's a lot of rooms in it. Go find another one.
Especially my virginity. Oh, wait, that's what.
And then just like, oh, well, my brother's laying in the bed next to me. Let me help him out. He's not getting any.
That's what seems implausible. Like, you're losing your virginity. You're just so nervous and thinking about things. And then, like,
well, he was on
gonna
ecstasy.
Oh, okay.
So he wasn't nervous about anything.
Brother's head, and it is not wrong. You gotta drink protein, you gotta be a man, you gotta fuck these girls. Like, so he thinks.
Oh, so his brother's kind of like
Yeah, brother's like an alpha male,
uh-huh.
meathead, Patrick Schwarzenegger.
So he thinks he's doing the cool. He's impressing his brother, kind of.
Yeah, how cool is this? Right, bro?
They hint that Gino's gay. Yeah.
Who was saying that all their gay
Gino's
friends
gay.
thought it was I was listening to someone. I don't know if it was a podcast or one of our friends brought it up, but someone said that like all their gay friends. Oh, Keanu said it. I called Gino and was talking about how that he sold the rights to his story to HBO. Keanu said all her gay friends were like, "This is the hottest thing I've ever seen." So a gay guy wrote it.
Oh, of course.
Gay guy wrote incest porn in. Like, there you go.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh wait, I can't imagine why they would put this in there. Have you been to a porn website?
It's every porn now is that.
So it
out of hand.
It's just, a gay guy wrote the gay incest porn scene on the Gay Incest Network, HBO. Yeah. Ned Schneebly? I don't know. He looks gay. But anyway, so that was I don't know how we got there from Bev's question.
Yeah.
But Gino jerked his brother off and they made a show on HBO about it. Bob Fanta Patrice, I didn't know he died. I take back all the sticker talk. Thoughts and prayers.
It's all right, Bob.
No, yeah, it's on behalf of Garrett. I say it's all right.
Yeah.
Make fun of his dead uncle.
Please. That's like the most relieving part of it is being able to make jokes about it. Yeah, we were joking about his stupid head tube and things like that. For some reason, milk in the bag didn't like come to my mind, but it should have when they said that. You gotta milk the bag.
So I can't believe it didn't come to mind, especially because the brain surgeon was yanking at his crotch when he said it. Hey, we gotta milk this bag, nurse. Oh,
If he said milk this yam bag, I would have.
excuse me, nurse. We gotta milk this yam bag. There's an excess of fluid that needs to be gugushed out of it. I always said ew when I said gugushed. It's not disgusting. Getting fluid gugushed out of your yam bag is not disgusting.
Yeah,
It's
it's
part
part
of
his
life.
life.
Yeah. Oh, would you think it was cool if someone's brother was getting it out? If Uncle George's stepbro came over and fucking yanked his bag? She shut the door. But yeah, thank you, Bob, for that.
Thank you, Bob.
Johnny Clare, sorry to hear about your
Thank
uncle.
you, Johnny.
Maybe to make Garrett feel better, instead of doing a food challenge, he should come up with one for you, Steve. Gino. Well, I don't think that'd make you feel better.
A vegetable challenge.
I have to eat a whole crudité.
With no dipping
No
sauce.
dip. That would honestly be a challenge for me. I wouldn't enjoy it. I'll take a crudité. Crudité. But I'm all about the dip.
You
Give me
need
some
some
hummus.
ranch dressing or something.
Not even the ranch. Give me some hummus.
Yeah.
But sure, that's my food challenge. I'll eat a whole crudité with no sauce
All right.
by my 8th carrot stick. I'm just gonna be like, oh god,
How do people eat these
how do
things?
I tap out of this? Can I at least dip it in the olive tapenade? That's more vegetables.
It is, right? Yeah.
I'm
Good
in
idea,
Johnny
Johnny.
Clare. I'll do a veggie challenge.
Yeah.
Steve eats 2 whole celery stalks and lives to tell the tale. Push-ups 23:45. Hey, Spiridon. I had to leave when they were putting my dog down.
Ah,
Sucks.
yeah.
Yeah, same thing. Your uncle and your dog.
No, with my dog, they just like put her down on my bed and we sat there while it happened. But
Oof.
luckily, that was just like she was already pretty sleepy and, well, they drug her up and then it just, you don't even notice it. All of a sudden, he's like, she pissed. I said, oh, all right. And did the same thing as my uncle, just took her, put her in some box and burned her. God.
Very elegant.
A
Put him in a box and burn the shit out of him.
way to end.
When my cat Sonny died, Sonny was my boy. He was my fat cat. Me and him were like this. I was in the room when they gave him the final shot, and it was not a good time.
No.
It was really because he's alive and he's looking at me, and because he was more alert. He was in fucking really bad shape, but he was like not passed out
He was
sleeping.
still
He was
aware,
like
yeah.
awake. He just wasn't moving around.
Yeah.
He was just like laying there, like meowing in pain and shit. Like, "Rrr." So when he got the shot and then he just was still, I lost it. I was fucking.
Did his
I've-
tongue come out? Because that's what happened to my dog.
His tongue already hung out. He lost a couple teeth at that point, so it didn't even matter. He just
But
looked the way he
now,
looked.
like, the tongue was just like, it was almost like a little bit funny because her tongue was like hanging out so far, and it was like, oh god. And then she's like doing the snoring and the tongue wiggling, and it was a little comic relief, a little bit.
I
but
didn't
yeah,
laugh. I
but
cried
so
like a
had-
baby
So, same.
because I just like was holding him and shit, and then he's just dead. And the moment it happens, you're just like, "Fuck, he's
I
dead!"
know.
Like it's the worst
I
feeling in the world.
know, it really is.
There's nothing, and there was nothing we could do about it.
Yeah, it sucks. Just having to, because that's the worst when you have to like make the decision and you're the one that's doing it. Yeah.
And the doctor, the veterinarian, told me, he was like, if after I give him this, if he makes any movements, that's just his body.
Yeah.
He's,
twitching.
he's
or
like
whatever.
he's not alive anymore. I don't know. I guess he was kind of surprised because he just looks at me, this fucking greasy guinea, and this cat, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna give him the shot, and then gonna be done. And he gave him the shot, and I was a mess. And he just looked at me and was like, "Oh, geez," and like left the room. He's like, "I'll give you a minute." I was like, "Thank you."
I feel bad for these guys because they're just like there with people they don't know who are having this super emotional moment. And they just, yes, like, it's going to be okay. And we're all going to get through this. And it's better that you made this choice. And that'd be rough.
I was so sad. And I stayed in there. I couldn't leave the room. My mother and my girlfriend at the time were waiting in like the waiting room for me. And I couldn't leave because I couldn't.
Oh, you did it at the vet?
Yeah.
Not at home? Okay.
Brought him to the vet so that he could fucking, chop his head off. And yeah, I couldn't leave the room because I couldn't stop fucking crying. And I was like, I'm not going back out there until I get myself together. And every time I like sat up and took like a deep breath, I was like, okay.
I know.
And I'm holding him and patting him like, why are you dead? It's so sad.
And that was like, I would think about like, because my aunt has like a photo collage of just George where it's like him at St. Martin, him
Summer of George,
him refereeing football, him just wearing his Jets hat, all these pictures of him. Yeah. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll just like take a picture of that and post it on Twitter and just, say something nice about my Uncle George. It's empty.
I'll take it. Keep it over here with my crap.
And like every time I even thought about that, I would like tear up. And it's like, oh God.
This is gay. All this gay death shit's making me sad.
Just don't deal with my emotions ever. And then when they force their way through, I don't know how to handle them.
I get mad. You're like, stop. Stop.
Don't let anyone see you having emotions.
Oh, how embarrassing. I'm sad someone in my life died. How embarrassing. Oh, I got to go home and kill myself. Make other people cry like bitches. Joey Dago said, change topics, chat upset.
All right.
Well, let's just go to the next.
About Gino jerking his brother off.
Yeah, that should have been enough of a detour. All fun things today. Johnny Claire, how did your uncle mistreat cats? Happy birthday, Steve. Thank you, Johnny Claire. This one's for you, JC.
I don't think they did. My aunt is very nonchalant about cats. I don't know how to say. Like they would be one time at her house, some like kitten came up to her back door, and my dog was like barking at it, and we were like, "Oh, listen!" She's like, "Get out of here! Get!" Like she just like didn't want to deal with the cat at all because she feeds birds, so like she doesn't want the cats around.
So verbally abusive.
Verbally abusive, yeah,
towards cats.
The least abusive of my family.
Yeah, because you got the mom who drops them off 10 miles away in the woods.
Yep.
You have dad who tries to run them over with a car.
I'm not sure.
Anytime he sees a random cat in the street, from what I recall you telling me, he'll swerve.
Anytime.
He'll cause an accident
and not like
hit a parked car to try to murder a cat by squishing it under a wheel.
And not like a joke like, oh, I'm going to hit it. No, it's like he's going for it. Die! Yeah, but my aunt just verbally abuses him. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, doesn't care about him.
And what did Uncle George do? Did he pick him up by the tail and swing him around?
That's the
launch
thing.
him onto the roof?
He was outside of the family. He was an in-law, so he didn't have any opinion about it.
Oh, please. You said you cried. When in-laws die, no one cries. No, but that's sad. Who's a good in-law? Those are few and far between. To Uncle George. Summer of George.
Not this summer.
2024. Last summer of George. Oh, here we go. Dr. Harley Quinn with another philosophical question for us. Would you rather go back in time and convince Derek Chauvin to call in sick that day, or go back further and stop that African from banging the AIDS monkey? Ponderous. What if I went back in time and stopped neither? Is that an option?
Yeah. I mean, I would really like to go back and tell Derek Chauvin to take a sick day. hoping that would change the court, just because
Yeah, I wonder
that
what would
whole
happen.
summer of George, which
Yeah.
was summer of love, or
there was
whatever.
a summer of George.
That really was annoying, and it was, I don't know, it like made me fear for, I don't know, the country. It seems kind of dramatic, but it was
It kind
like
of dropped a curtain.
shit was going down everywhere, like
Yeah.
constantly, and stores were getting looted all the time, and it was just like
It's a bad
really
time.
fucked up. Yeah.
It
It was the biggest racial tensions that I've been alive for.
but it felt like, because everyone's locked in the house with COVID,
Mhm.
that anything, they were gift wrapped something to send people outside and make people afraid and a whole start another fuck whitey movement.
Mhm.
But yeah, I guess I would also pick the tell Derek Chauvin not to come in that day, because I just want to see. So if that didn't do it, what was going to cause
What
it?
was
Because
gonna
it seemed
cause
like
it,
that there
yeah.
was going to be something,
There
no
would've
matter
been
what.
something. It might have been the Jussie Smollett thing until
Well,
they
that was
figured out.
before.
That was?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought that
that was like
after.
2019 or something, I want to say.
Oh, all right. Okay.
I want to say that was before that. Jussie Smollett hoax date. Hate crime hoax was January 2019.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So a year or two before. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
that was supposed to cause a whole thing,
Uh-huh.
but it was way too fake.
Way too fake.
Nobody really
No
bought
one-
that for a second. He was in fucking Chicago at 3 a.m. and white guys were like, "This is MAGA country." Honestly, if his writing was a little better, he probably could have gotten away with it. But none of it made any sense.
Yeah.
The bleaching and lynching and in the middle of in Chicago. And then the two fucking Nigerian guys, that were the ones who helped him, came out right away.
Yeah.
The whole thing was a big mess. That was never gonna work.
But like, I've never been affected by AIDS, really. Like, I don't know anyone that's gotten it. Any close person or.
I've had way less bloody anal sex with men because I'm
Mhm.
afraid of AIDS.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's never really affected me.
Yeah.
I've never had a
The
time.
only way it's affected me was like with the whole messaging that like anyone could get it at any time. I was kind of afraid of it for no reason.
Yeah, wear a condom when you're having straight missionary sex with a girl.
With a girl that you know isn't cheating on you or whatever. Yeah.
It's cheating on you with a bloody AIDS man. Sharing needles with someone.
So yeah, I don't care about the guy who fucked the monkey.
I don't even care about AIDS. AIDS is
No.
gay.
It is gay.
Yeah, let's prevent the Floyd, like Summer of George. Max. I had a girlfriend named Susan who died from licking toxic adhesive on envelopes.
Wow, that's a shame.
That's terrible.
Was it envelopes for your wedding invitations?
You should start a foundation for her.
Sorry to hear that, Max.
Got a house in the Hamptons. Going to the Hamptons. Get in that car. We're going.
Just hoping they call it off or whatever. Yeah, he just has to commit to the bit.
He gets all the way there and he's like, all right, I don't have a house. We know. Then why did you let me take you all the way here? We don't like you. Thank you, Max.
Yes.
Any Seinfeld reference, more than welcome.
Mhm.
All right. Well, now that we're through all the sadness and the trials and tribulations of the
Mhm.
Garrett family,
Mhm.
what's in the news? Because I did Thursday's edition of Steve News,
Mhm.
and there's one thing I was like, I wish Garrett were here for this, and I will pull it up.
Okay.
But first, let's do the Garrett news because people have missed you.
Let's see what I had here.
Take your time.
Take my time.
Take a break. Let's all take a
Oh
break.
my God. Let me pull it up here.
I just pull it up. I'm gonna take a break.
Oh. I mean, do we go to the new Boom song? That's a complete 180. and I
Maybe
haven't
it'll
heard
spread
it
some
yet.
cheer.
I haven't heard it yet.
Oh God, there's
I
two
wanna-
new ones.
There's 2 new ones.
I thought that's why there's 2 links here. There is 2 new ones.
The first is a link. The second is their like challenge to spend less than $150 at Costco or something.
Fuck that. These people, and I said this to E-Rock when he texted us a boom song. Their joy spreads so much strife.
Mm-hmm.
I can't put my finger on why.
Why don't? I was going to say, why don't we go to the Nutella song then? That's been stuck in my head all day.
All right. We'll put the. Oh my God! What is this? We'll put the boom people on the back burner because there's something far more important. I don't know what the fuck I was just looking at. Where did Edie go? You haven't even put Edie Cam up yet.
Yeah.
I feel like she came back. Jesus Christ. All right. The Nutella song. Oh, wait. That's Monday in the studio.
Play it.
Monday in the studio.
There we go. That's Nutella Man, I'm gathering.
You can see it spelled behind him backwards.
And he's going to sing a song.
Nutella is something I eat every day. Nutella is my bae.
This is a horror movie.
Ooh, ooh, I love Nutella. Ooh, ooh, I love Nutella. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, ooh, I love Nutella. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, ooh, I love Nutella. Yeah, cause it makes me better. I love Nutella in any type of weather. I like Nutella. Yeah. Ooh, I like Nutella. Nutella tastes so good because it's Nutella. I like Nutella. She makes me better. Nutella is the best. And Nutella is something.
Thoughts?
I hate Nutella. I hate everything I just saw. I hate everything I heard. I hate that he's ruining the interior of a
his car. Yeah.
with fucking brown goo. What was that? What am
I don't know.
How did you find this?
it kept constantly popping up on my Twitter feed for some reason. I have no idea why.
And how does a song with a fucking demon man singing it get stuck in your head?
I love Nutella. Ooh, ooh, la Nutella. Any day or in the weather, I love Nutella.
Yeah, I don't know. It just
This gets one of these from me. A thumbs down.
Wow.
I don't like this.
Okay.
It makes me
sorry.
uncomfortable.
It does.
I don't love Nutella.
I don't get what's going on. I don't know why he's doing it.
It's obviously a sponsored ad for Nutella.
Maybe.
They sponsor
Probably.
this man.
You're probably right.
Pay him and he covers himself head to toe in Nutella. And they sell more bucket-sized jars because this is the Nutella challenge.
Oh.
Get a bucket of fucking brown goo
and sing a song about Nutella.
Rub it all over your body in your car and sing a song.
Gotta ruin your car.
At least a little.
You gotta get it
Maybe
everywhere.
he rented the car. Maybe he went to Avis and he rented a car so he can sing a Nutella song in it. Now
they don't really check the car when you return it, right?
I think they check if there's a brown
if
substance
someone wrote Nutella
covering everything in the car. I think they look at it to see
do
if it's
they
been
though
destroyed. Yeah,
I don't know.
They do because they can charge you.
But maybe later or something. Maybe when the next person gets in the car and they're like, "There's Nutella written on the ceiling."
Because I think they like clean it and stuff. Because like they'll know if you crash the fucking thing and just park it, like they're gonna notice.
That's a good point.
That it's all dented to hell. So they absolutely give it a once over.
Yeah.
And they probably even like look at everything because again they're dying to charge you for something.
True.
So they probably look in every little nook and cranny of the glove box and everything to see if you fuck something up, so they can charge you, lose whatever you insurance or whatever, or deposit. Oh no, it's car pay deposit. You just pay to rent it, whatever. But yeah, they definitely check everything. They check how much gas is in it. They check if there's
I know the gas.
Now, this man who's singing the song, he's completely covered head to toe in goo. What race is he?
I would guess from the voice, black.
I think that's a good guess.
Yeah.
I would think from everything I'm seeing, he's putting a hat on a hat here. I think if you took the Nutella off him, you actually couldn't tell that it's a different guy. Like, oh, it's the Nutella guy. Look, same guy.
I love Nutella.
Especially because there's a point where he raises his arm, I want to say, and I noticed that, he was uncovered area. Like, the armpit. There it is, the
good
armpit.
point.
First of all, his face, and the armpit, black guy.
Mhm.
I don't know why that mattered. I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
I felt smart because I could figure it out.
I was thinking that I didn't notice the armpit. That's a good signal.
Context clues.
Yeah.
Uh,
What about did you see I guess this is a new game, ice football?
I've seen that. That is not
You
a
have
new
seen
game.
it?
Yes. I saw it a little not that long ago though. I don't know if this is catching on. I think this might be
In Germany it is.
like the XFL of
Uh-huh.
Germany. American ice football is absolute scenes, absolutely incredible. Let's just watch.
So, wieder der Ball beim Quarterback. Das ist der lange Pass nach außen und der ist gefangen. Und der ist gefangen und jetzt geht's in Richtung Endzone. Das sieht gut aus. Erik Stehfest, Touchdown! Touchdown!
Why
für
is
die
this a
Aussies.
sport?
It seems like a more dangerous version of football. Like way more dangerous. Like
Well-
even if someone doesn't tackle you, you can slip and just like smash your elbow into oblivion.
But you can't really gain any speed and really like knock someone out. There's no way to get momentum.
Sure, there is the same, like the way that guy was running. You just do that in the opposite direction,
But
and if you can collide with the guy,
if you have skates on, maybe, but not with just shoes on, like once you collide, you just bounce back off each other. No?
well, let's see. They look like they don't like that guy. Let's just go back right quick. No killer instinct on this defensive player who's about to sack the quarterback. He has him. If he fucking really goes for it, look, he kind of lets it go. Look at this. He's got him right here. He like misses and like, just slides away.
He was gonna grab him, but he
Los.
just moved a little
Und
bit.
da ist
You
der
can't
Catch.
leave.
Und das ist die
You
Chance.
gotta leave, you
zur
just fall.
Antwort.
I love the little
Das
steps.
ist die Chance für die Wessis. Und er rutscht in die Endzone. Ausgleich 6-6. So, da machen sie den Panzer. Oh, da ist schon
Oh,
Oh,
kräftig
fumble. Oh my God.
gedrückt und geschoben worden. Und Scharnbacher kommt nicht auf die Füße. So, ein Pass nach vorne. Weiter geht's.
I guess you can
See,
throw
they're like
it.
nuts.
Er bleibt auf den
Oh,
Beinen. Scharnbacher, der Quarterback, bleibt auf den Beinen.
breaking
So, da er hier
free.
nicht als Quarterback fungiert, ist das meiner Meinung nach korrekt eigentlich in der
But
Rolle
it's
als
like-
Quarterback.
They don't even like football over there. Why are
Awesome
they
end
playing
zone celebrations. though.
ice football? What? Who came up with this?
It seems like a joke sport.
Uh-huh.
Like this was a one-time thing as a joke. There's no way this is real.
There is, no,
Is
I
this
looked it up on
minor-
YouTube. There's like full games.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit! Why?
I don't know. I don't get why. Like, I could see it
West versus
may-
East.
maybe in America. I could see it kind of being like a joke sport or something, but no, they have like a league.
I guess they don't like football over there, but they like this.
They like ice
They like, and they don't like football or hockey,
no.
but they like mushing them together. Yeah,
Two North American sports we hate, but together
I
we
want to.
love them.
I want to play. I think these assholes, like I said, they don't finish their tackles. This last play we just watched was pathetic. Like this
Er
guy
bleibt auf
easily
den
could be
Beinen.
down.
Scharnbacher, der
Right
Quarterback,
there.
bleibt auf den Beinen.
Have you
So,
ever
da er
run
hier
on
nicht als
ice?
Quart-
Yep, I'm really good at it. I'm a great ice runner.
If you had the littlest bit of spikes on your shoes, it'd be easy. But if you have no spike on your shoe, it's impossible to get any traction. And the second you exert any effort, you're going to slip and fall on your face.
Or you take those little short man steps, build up some momentum, and you
And
fucking
fucking-
throw your body. And all it's out, you wrap up and you bring him to the ground. These guys look like they don't want to hit the ice themselves.
Huh.
That's why, like, oh, if I
Gedrückt und
tackle him,
geschoben
it'll
worden
hurt
und
me.
Scharnbacher kommt nicht auf die
He's like,
Füße.
why is
So,
this guy not
ein
getting?
Pass nach
Why is he
vorne.
not getting shit
Weiter geht's.
pounded out of his ass right there?
Er
He
bleibt
jumped
auf
in
den
the
Beinen.
air and then like went
Scharnbacher,
around
der
them. No,
Quarterback, bleibt
full
auf den
on.
Beinen.
Hell, I
So,
want
da hier
helmet
nicht
to
als
helmet
Quarterback
contact.
fungiert,
His momentum was going a little
ist
to
das
the right.
meiner
There was
Meinung
nothing he
nach
could
korrekt.
do.
Eigentlich
I wanna
in der
play
Rolle
this
als
game.
Quarterback.
Again, yes,
Die
end zone
Profis-
celebrations are awesome. You do moonwalking, slip and slide, and spinning on your back like a Ninja Turtle.
der Rolle
You
als
might have a few
Quarterback.
days left
Dürfen
with
die Profis-
Rockefeller Center. We go there, just bring a football and
Bring a
see
football,
what happens.
no pads, no helmet. And let's see if we survive. Play some pickup ice football.
Yeah, I just can't believe this is a sport in Germany. It just, and I mean, there's people there. It's a
Yeah.
pretty packed play. You know, not I can't see the whole stands, but the bottom
there's-
stands look pretty full.
Looks like there's the fact there's any people there at all
Uh huh.
is
Like, did you watch the UFL premiere this week?
I, along with 99.99% of everyone else on the planet, did not. No, I did not.
It was the Michigan Panthers versus someone else. I forget who. But it was in Michigan.
Steamboats?
And there literally was 7 people in the stands. It was ridiculous. Like, no one cares about this league. This is,
I don't know how you can fuck football up that much. I guess there's no room for two versions of a sport. Like there's no second baseball league, there's no second hockey league, there's no second basketball.
there kind of is though, like with the AA, AAA. There's the even the like I don't know what the Long Island Ducks are. They're not a AAA or AA team, but they're like an independent league. And people go to that. There's like season ticket holders, and people go. You know, you can't get to the Yankee Stadium, but if you live out on Long Island, you could go see games, and you know, it's like somewhat competitive, and it's kind of fun to go. I don't know. So there are like kind of secondary leagues, but not for football. There's no minor league football at all.
But there's just something about it disgusts people for some reason. I don't know what it is, but I'm like, ugh, about it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I should. Why not? Why don't I? It's just more football. And it's guys that want to be in the pros. So it's basically the minor leagues.
Yeah.
What's the problem with that? Why doesn't everybody jump onto that? Especially because football's over.
Yeah.
No, it's
why not watch the WNBA when the NBA season's over?
see, there you go.
Same thing.
It's kind of just not the same.
No.
And it is not appealing. Especially because, and I've said this since they announced their schedule. The time their schedule. The time for this was about a week or two after the NFL season ended.
Yes. No,
Like-
the week after the Super Bowl. That's when you need to do it.
In my opinion, the night
The
of
night
the Super Bowl.
Uh-huh.
Super Bowl Sunday night after the game ends. What time is that? 9 o'clock?
10.
9 or 10?
Yeah.
A West Coast 10 p.m. game to open up your season.
Yeah.
The second. So people are still up fucking, drunk for the Super Bowl. Oh, yeah, we put the fucking UFL on.
Yeah.
But what you think the premier teams are going to be in the first game.
Pay for one 25-second commercial during the Super Bowl. And the game's coming up after the game. After the game, yeah.
Don't even spend all that money. Just advertise everywhere else that after the Super Bowl, there's going to be more football and it's the opening to the season.
Yeah.
Hook people in so they go, oh, yeah, I still love football. I want to watch this bullshit now because it's on. Instead, they did the exact opposite of let's let everyone get over football completely. Forget about it entirely.
A month and a half later.
Month and a half later, when it's out of their systems and they're on to baseball, hockey, basketball.
Yeah, right when hockey playoffs, basketball playoffs to start. MLB starts a new season. Now we'll start our season.
We'll start our season to compete with all of that. That way we can get asses in seats. Wink, wink. Get it?
My friend lives in Michigan.
No, I don't get it. What was that? Like, nothing makes sense that you're doing.
He said that $16 for third row seats.
See, that makes me want to go. Is there a New York, New Jersey team like there used to be?
I don't think so, right?
Yeah, not that we deserve one.
I mean, we kind of follow it jokingly a little bit.
New York sports team is a fucking asshole like joke with the biggest fucking budget of any of the teams, but for some reason they're all retardedly bad, including my New York Rangers, who this past Saturday have turned me into a Dallas Stars fan. Let's go, Dallas!
Wow.
Dallas Stars, dun dun. Dallas Stars, dun dun. They
Is that
lost
the
four.
Pantera song?
Yes, they lost 4-0 to the Devils, and
I
it was
saw that. Yeah.
one of the worst games I've ever seen in my life. I think the season might be done.
But they're still in the playoffs as of now, right?
No, they're in the hunt technically still.
I thought
well,
they
let's
were-
see. They're playing the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight. The game's probably over by now. Let's see. Are our playoff hopes still alive?
Do you know the score?
Oh my God.
the
The Rangers lost
5-1.
5 goals to 1 goal. Yeah, the season's been over for some time now. When they got JT Miller, that was like the last burst of hope, but then that even fucking went away within a week. They're done. So let's go Stars. Come on, Dallas. We can do this. Logan Stankoven breathing new life into this team.
They're in third place in their division.
Who is?
Rangers.
No. You're looking at some sort of
Oh,
broken
fourth
scoreboard.
place. Fourth place.
Fourth
sorry.
place in the division, yeah. But
Yeah.
the Atlantic division has better teams in it. And both of those teams are now gaining a hefty lead in the standings for the wild card spot. So the Rangers, unless like every game, I feel like they have to win out. But now really they have to win out the rest of the season to even have sort of a chance. And it's not going to happen. They're not playing that way. But this isn't the hockey show.
No.
It isn't a hockey show at all. This is the fucking Boom Boys show. Let's, since, we opened the show on such a morbid, topic of fun,
Of
death. Let's go to the Boom Boys that bring us so much joy. The Costco guys. They had exited my
timeline,
my For You pay, my FYP.
Yeah.
For like a month or so at least. Maybe even longer
It's
than
like
that.
I want to say since Christmas, right? Like since the New Year.
Yeah.
I haven't seen like really any video except old ones kind of that popped up.
It seemed like they kind of settled down and were, just finding their lane and not going viral every fucking day because they're embarrassing.
I saw one like maybe a week ago where it was some weird foreign girl who was trying out the new Mr. Beast now makes like boom cookies or something.
So I have that too.
And this awkward foreign girl like didn't know how to do the video, but they made it, and I don't know why they put it out. Like she didn't know when to boom, and then they tried to boom and she was off booming all the time. It was really weird.
Oh, God damn it. I have all of this stuff somewhere. Some reason I can't. Oh, here's boom bars. Yeah.
Yeah, boom bars there.
This is it. I didn't like this either.
No.
It's made me uncomfortable. But again, you can't say much other than I hate their guts, but good for them.
I hate their success. Really,
I hate
that's
their
all
success
it
is really what it is, because good for them. They're now teamed up with Mr. Beast and they're making candy.
Yeah.
I
With
can't
vending
imagine
machines,
how much
specific vending machines for them.
motherfucking money
Oh my God.
they're getting for this stupid fucking shit. I'm not jealous
No.
at all.
No.
I'm proud of them as an Italian American myself.
The Rizzler threw out the first pitch at the Mets game yesterday.
It was absolute scenes. They're the most famous people in the world. They're the new Kardashians. I've been saying it forever. But let's just watch whatever this was.
We bring the boom. We bring the boom to you.
Okay, bring the boom to you. Okay. Yeah.
This girl's TikTok, by the way, is at my foreign roommate.
Huh.
So she's really yucking it up and really hammering it up. Like, oh, I'm not from here. Oh, I have a voice is different. I smell. Oh, everything I do is like so much not like here. We get it. You saw that cute fucking Spanish chick or whatever she was.
Oh, yeah.
Doing the thing where she reads words wrong. It got 1 million views every time she fucking farted at the camera. And you're like, oh, look at me too. I don't say things good too. And now she's
But she's like a third as cute as that Spanish chick.
she has to
But
try.
she's still cute, you know.
She has to try 2/3 harder because she's a third as cute. So yeah, she has to link up with the fucking Costco guys, while the other girl just has a TikTok page that has 500 million people following it.
And she just reads words, English words come up, and she tries to say them.
Burger, hamburger, burger, and guys are just jerking off. Like, oh, she can't fucking say anything right. Oh, she's so stupid. So hot, so fucking dumb.
He broke. He jerked me off when I watched this video.
Gino, come here. Get the blanket time. Burger, French fry. But here's here's Costco hot can't say words girl. The fucking Kirkland brand.
She is. She's the generic brand of that girl.
Generic brand Spanish chick who can't be hot and say word good. With the Boom Boys selling chocolate bars.
Hi, it's Aisha, and I'm really excited because there's a big boom vending machine. And
Look, it's over here.
Big boom.
Boom.
Boom. Okay, can I please try one of them?
Anything you like, of course.
Oh, okay. Can I please try the peanut butter crunch?
Peanut butter crunch feastable, right?
Yes.
Mr. B said this.
Okay.
Right? You want to try the peanut butter crunch?
He's correcting her.
He is.
He's correcting
Because
her.
she was supposed to say, "Oh, with this Mr. Beast bar."
This fucking OCD asshole can't go a single video without everything being done perfect. Big Justice is gonna blow his head off because he's just so sick of the. No, stop. I say double chunk chocolate cookie. You say chicken bake. You have it backwards, Big Justice.
Can you blame him? You can't blame him. It
on
worked.
this one, well, yeah. I mean,
That's the thing. Like
when
he
things
knows the
pan
formula.
out,
Yeah.
you go, oh, it worked because he did it that way, and not just everyone who
Way to go, asshole.
like
It worked for you.
Most success is you try it over and over again and got lucky once. That's why you got to just keep trying. People call it the grind because it's all bullshit until you get lucky. But yeah, it's he's overcorrecting like, well, Mr. B sent us. It's the peanut butter chocolate one. I'm just surprised this isn't a BTS behind the scenes video. Goes cut.
Yeah.
Listen, you're saying this wrong. Your stupid foreign accents messing up our read for chocolate bars. But I want to hear that again.
Like, of course.
Oh, okay. Can I please try the peanut butter crunch?
But they are.
Peanut butter crunch feastable, right?
Yes.
Mr. B said this.
Okay.
Right? You want to try the peanut butter crunch?
Yes.
All right, look, so right there's peanut butter crunch right there.
Okay.
Yeah, try that
You
one.
Press it. Peanut butter.
And boom!
I think.
It says boom when you hit it.
Go down there.
Okay. Okay, the peanut butter. I'm going to try.
Now
it.
watch the
course.
bite she takes. It is the teeniest little bite ever.
Oh, it's really good.
Oh, is it?
She didn't even taste it yet.
No.
She went, oh, it's really good.
good.
Wait, hold on. Wait, can we do another take? I have to yam it up with my accent again. It's good, like really peanut butter. Ugh.
But look at that. The big boom feastables with them all on the.
Garrett?
Is she on in that picture? Or is that one
No,
of the,
that's
the
that's
mom?
Big Jew Tits and Big Jew
BJT,
Tits
yeah.
Jr.
Okay.
Garrett, they're the most successful people in America. They're America's new favorite family. They're the biggest entrepreneurs we've seen.
They really are.
Since Henry Ford invented the Model T. He
Yeah,
invented the Model T family. Of just having this marketable family you can sell to the internet.
For real. Yeah.
They bring the
They
boom.
do.
I like 15. Could you please number?
5.
Okay, 5.
5 big booms.
5 big booms.
Boom!
Okay.
Boom! 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 Boom!
Okay. I got.
He's getting so mad.
She had a count after 3.
Hopefully that I don't eat all of them in the vending machine. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Bring the boom.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Bye.
That was really awkward.
Really awkward. They couldn't make a second take.
And where did Big Justice go? Like after the first second of it, he's
No,
like, "Oh, I'm wearing socks."
he was bit jerking off to her though, off camera.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Is he? He's wearing socks. You're right.
I'm just gonna walk around in my socks. Need a chicken bake. Chicken bake.
Oh my god.
I don't know. This was a rare miss for the Boom family because usually every video is well produced, well done, and over the top
Yeah.
by a large margin.
She just didn't hit the mark.
Can
Can we watch the song?
We
though?
have to watch
I
the
haven't
song.
seen the song.
There's 2 songs though.
I don't know what you're talking about. 2 songs.
Is the song you have the Rizzler song?
No.
There's a Rizzler song.
This is the one E-Rock sent us.
Ah, this fucking
I haven't
shit.
heard this yet.
This motherfucking shit. There's a song, there's a Rizzler song. Maybe I'll just never find it and it'll be for the best. I could have swore I saved it in my little thing here over Boom Bars, but I guess it's not here.
Darn.
Darn. Yeah.
Why do you cook like that, Flynn Goldstein?
What's this is it's not the right one. It's the other Flynn Goldstein
I just
video.
haven't heard it in a while.
I don't worry, I'll get that. I'll get that.
I hate your phone.
I guess I didn't save it. Fuck. I'm a real dumb piece of shit who doesn't know anything. Well, in the meantime, why don't we grace everyone's ears with the next Boom song that is bound to get stuck in your head and make you want to commit harakiri.
Oh yeah. Sounds like a summer vibe.
I'm with Costco guys, yeah, and we bring the boom. Boom. On TikTok going live, Uncle Patrick Subaru. Hey.
You can feel my aura. Yeah. In and out the park, it's gone. And when we're down in Boca, it's like Pokemon.
Happiness and laughter. When we enter the room, it's the song of the summer. Let me hear you. Boom!
Always gonna boom, 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 boom. Never gonna doom, doom, doom. Ohio.
Ohio.
I got to keep on raising. Always gonna boom, 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 boom. Never gonna doom, doom, doom. Ohio.
Ohio.
Big Jute. What? Wait, no. BJTs. Why Ohio? Did I miss something?
I don't know.
I
Maybe
thought they lived in Florida.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe they're from Ohio, but no.
Also, I'm gonna lower this. This is fucking
It is loud.
raping my ass.
Uh-huh.
Ohio.
I got to keep on raising.
Grilling, it's a sizzler. In the kitchen, I go to Ramsay.
I like this.
They call me the Rizzler. And I just hit the rich face.
Big Ol' May J in the ring. I just swept them, grabbed the broom. Now I'm in the gym bench pressing. I give that lift 5 big boom.
I got Pokemon cards. I got fresh chicken bakes. Hitting the ball so hard. They thought it was an earthquake.
No, my
God.
name quarterback. I said nice catch, cheer.
Who's that? Is that the Provolone guy?
No,
it's Mr.
it's
Beast?
It's no. I don't know who this is. This is some other guy.
My name quarterback.
He's got to be the music guy that's making all the music happen. He's like, the deal is I'll make a song and you guys are gonna be
Put me
why
in the
people
video.
see it,
Uh-huh.
and I'll be in it.
Uh-huh.
Although I'm sure I don't know everyone.
Maybe
they link up,
he's super
everyone
famous.
They link up with has fucking 5
Yeah,
million
yeah,
followers.
exactly.
And I've somehow never heard of him, but so he's probably some other guy with 5 million followers I've never heard
Yeah.
of. But not my name quarterback. Okay.
I said nice catch, cheer. It's the song of the summer. It's the song of the year. Always gonna boom, 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 boom. Never gonna doom, doom, doom. Ohio.
Ohio.
All right, at this point, how is it still working?
I don't know.
What the fuck's going on?
Never gonna doom.
Why won't
Ohio.
Why won't this go away?
I don't know.
They're not doing
It's like
something
15 minutes of
that's
fame.
impressing all of us and going like, whoa, what a great song.
This song's fucking catchy. Holy
Everyone's
shit.
reaction, 95% of the people that listen to the reaction is like, oh, cringe. Oh, douche cringe. LOL cow.
Yet they keep falling upwards, right? They just keep getting bigger and bigger people to sponsor them. And
Like a mega stuttering John effect of the worse they act, the more people love the shit out of everything they do. And everything's getting better. Like this is basically a real music with the song and the video, but the song This is
Yeah.
like a real song you'd hear on the radio.
Yep.
It's mind blowing.
I know.
Ohio, why Ohio? Always got a boom, boom, boom.
I got to keep on raising. Always gonna boom, 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 boom. Never
We're
gonna
gonna boom, boom, boom. Ohio.
I got to keep on raising. Always gonna boom, 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 boom. Never gonna do, Ohio. I got to keep
All right. I mean,
Your uncle's lucky. Oh, here we go. Always shaking her head. Yeah, was that a stop because there was about to be a poo in pants?
Woo!
A PIP?
It smells like it.
Smell? You drinking Smelsius? Why don't we fucking?
Yeah. Why don't we cleanse our
Why don't we
palate?
just hit the reset button, start over, and do our last thing of the night and end the show?
I hate the phone. I really hate. I think it's a wonderful marvel of human ingenuity, but it's a Yetzer Hara
Let's
trap.
talk about the Costco
I
guy.
really believe that. So I've set limits on my phone. I tried to turn things off. I blocked certain websites. Thank God. And so I'm hoping to curb the Yetzer Hara. That's my hope. But I'm sometimes the Yetzer Hara wins. Sometimes I lose time for Gemara because I'm doing who knows what.
Yeah.
But I'm trying my
God.
best. I hate
It's
the phone.
funnier
I really
now.
hate.
How's it
Look, I
keep
think
getting
it's
funnier the more I watch it.
He's someone I want to see skyrocket into success
Yeah.
like the fucking Costco. I want to see more of Flynn Goldstein. I want to hear more explanations of Yetzer Hara traps. Because what he's talking about, I hate the phone. Spend hours doing God knows what. He's talking about, I go on my phone and I see these people, they're in the Costco, they're making a video, I don't understand it. A couple months later, they have a song that has 500 million views. I don't get
I
what
don't get it.
I walk away, I've learned nothing, I've gained nothing, everything feels bad, but I've wasted a lot of time. It's a real Yetzer Hara trap. I know exactly what he's talking. We just did it.
We just did
We
it.
just went through a Yetzer Hara trap. We wasted time watching people be inane, fucking nothing.
We made ourselves mad
retards.
by watching this.
But I guess the talent is there. That's
Yes,
something
I
we
guess so.
we won't admit because we're jealous of their success. The talent is there.
I guess there's no talent.
Always said no talent.
Yeah, no talent. What's the talent?
Always
There
gonna
is
boom, 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 boom.
Never
Always gonna
gonna
boom, boom, boom. Ohio.
Ohio.
That's the way we do it. What was I don't even remember the other part. Always gonna boom, boom, boom. Oh,
At least they called themselves out for never doom and doom, doom, doom.
Never gonna doom, doom,
No.
doom. They gave something a doom once.
Yeah.
It was like the time Disco Bob gave something a 7 out of 10. Like, whoa, this day in internet history.
Wow.
The retards from Costco did a retard review. Excuse me. Anyway, let's end on this because I, on Thursday, was like, God, I wish Garrett was here just so I could read this to you and watch you laugh. It would actually be very funny if you just like, that's not funny, you're gay. It was a story from Reddit. So I do have to just read it. Here it is. The headline is New Boyfriend Called Me a Racial Slur During Sex. Actually, before I read it and show you it, what do you think the racial slur was? Let's see. Let's play a guessing game. You see that headline? What immediately pops into your head as to what happened?
Immediately, N-word pops into my head, obviously. But because you're asking, it can't be. Right?
Well, hey, what the fuck do I know?
I'm just guessing it can't, because that's just like such the obvious answer. It can't be that.
So you're saying, like a white guy is plowing his black girlfriend, and he calls her the N-word.
Yeah.
That's what you think this is.
Uh-huh.
That's a good guess.
Okay.
That would be post-worthy, I think. If you some white guys, if Bill Burr is fucking his wife, and he's just like, you fucking N-word, and she's like, whoa.
God.
You have to give me fair warning and sign a consent form for that type of play.
But because it's on Reddit, I'm gonna guess it's like the most inane racial slur ever. Kind of like he called me WAP, or something like
Wops.
that.
First of all, Wops would never complain.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's like such a nothing burger that
It's a burger.
okay.
I'd say maybe like a smash burger. It's not a big fat juicy burger. It's more of a
Okay.
smash, but it's there. I'll give that as a
so
hint.
it's not just like I'm not okay. So I'll guess spick.
Okay, so you're going with white man was having sex with a spick.
Yeah.
And he admitted as such to
Yes.
her. Okay.
Okay.
You've already seen. Oh, well, you must have missed this part. Because I'll just read it to you. New boyfriend called me racial slur during sex. Let me make it bigger so everyone else. Well, doesn't even matter, but I'll do it anyway. My boyfriend called me an Asian racial slur during sex 3 times. So
3 times.
That was my first question for you. Is do you think he did it 3 in a row? Like he went gook 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 on claps, like he was clapping cheeks, and each pump he threw a gook out, or
3 different
it
ones.
was 3, like he spaced them out.
I would say 3 different ones.
Oh, and 3 different ones at
like
3 different
a gook,
times.
a slant, and a what's the third one?
Or is she counting? He was just like ching chang bing bang. And she counted those as 3 separate ones, like ching chang and then bing and bang were different.
I'm guessing 3 different ones.
So 3 different ones at 3 different times. Okay, so okay. I immediately asked him about it, and he said it was just a slip of the tongue.
Okay.
Yeah. You accidentally 3 times while you're plowing, just go, you fucking chink piece of shit. You know how that happens. It's happened to all of us.
Yeah. We've all been there.
However, right after he said, I like how my white dick is deep inside your slur pussy.
She won't say what it is?
Won't say what it is, which is, I know, very disappointing, but it'd be racist to repeat for context.
Could it be Oriental?
How funny would that be? Oh, I love how my white dick feels in your Oriental pussy. I like how my white dick feels in your celestial pussy. He's just reaching for it. You guessed Asian because yes, a white man would have a fetish about fucking Asian.
That's a good point.
Good guess.
Mm-hmm.
My white dick is deep in your ching chong bing bang hong chong ping chong hing chong pussy. I love how my white dick is deep in your
Thank you, John
pussy.
Cena.
I called him out on it.
Okay.
And he brushed it off, saying it's just a kink and I should get over it.
Okay.
Here's the thing, though.
Okay.
Plot twist. I'm not Asian. And this situation has left me feeling really strange and unsettled.
I can see that. If you're just calling out random racial slurs to someone that's not that race.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're having sex with John Cena and he's fucking reading a menu of a Chinese food place. You're like, what the fuck is this? And this is what I said on Thursday. It leaves you in a couple different weird places where you're like, all right, if you're a Reddit person, you're like, oh, he's racist. That's already bad for you. And then you're also, but your main thing is like, I am not Chinese. I'm not any sort of Asian. What the fuck? So, like, this is what he wants. I clearly can't fill that. I can't check that box.
But what's weird
that makes
is
me feel bad.
It says my boyfriend. So it's not just a one night stand kind of thing. Your boyfriend doesn't know what race you are. I mean, I guess I could see it.
It was a slip of the tongue. he meant, whatever she is, I guess white. He meant to say, oh, I love how my dick feels in your white pussy. But instead he went, oh, and she was like, whoa.
Your honky pussy.
Yeah, I love feeling that cracker slit. Yeah. But I died when I read up to, here's the thing though, I'm not Asian. Dun, dun, dun. And this situation's got me feeling really strange and unsettled. I'm trying to figure out if this is considered race play or something else. It feels like the comments weren't just about me, but about something beyond our relationship. Yes, Asians. I'm struggling to understand if this is something I should be concerned about or if I'm overreacting. Well, you're a woman, so yes. But honestly, always said, wow, fuck you. But honestly, it feels like a huge violation of my boundaries.
I feel like she has a point there where it's like he had an Asian girlfriend and he's working out some sort of frustration he had with her. It's just like, yeah, I'm fucking your chink pussy. I love my dick and your chink pussy.
He might not have even had an Asian girl. It's just a fantasy that he's like, you know.
Okay.
But it leaves her feeling like she's getting jerked off in. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not Asian.
yeah.
What the fuck? Like,
yeah, you're just using me as a whole.
And the example I brought up last week was like, well, all right, what if you're fucking a girl? And she's like, oh, yeah, stuff me with that big black cock. And you're like, okay, hold on. Let's pause sex for a second. What do we do? We didn't talk about this. I'm black now.
But I feel like that would be a compliment.
You feel
Right?
like it would, if
Yeah.
except you're like, no, I'm not. I'm not stuffing you with this big black cock. I think you're making this. You're making me feel bad. Actually, is what you're doing. The hallway says you don't think he thinks she's Asian and he's mistaken.
I don't know. I'm kind of
No, it was a
confused
slip of the
now.
tongue. He didn't mean to say it.
Because how are you not Asian but confuse someone for being Asian? It's like
That's true.
people think always Asian.
Yeah, sure. She got some squinty eyes at times.
Huh. All right. Maybe I guess I'm wrong then. But that's a
People,
that's true.
people have been mistaken for Asian before. I don't think that's what happened there. I don't think he was dating someone and thought was Asian for a long time. I think
You think he thought she was Asian?
he was like literally fantasizing about
He has some Asian fetish. And
Yes.
thought she was Asian. and was
pounding
like,
slant puss.
Yeah.
And he was like, because what she doesn't mention in there, but obviously happened, and he was squinting her eyes. He was like putting his hands over her face like this.
No, he was just pulling.
He was,
her off.
he was going like this. Like, oh yeah, oh yeah. Like look at my white dick. It feels that fucking chicken fried puss.
Wait, how come your pubes aren't straight? I thought Asian pubes were straight.
He's got the straightener down there. We really got to make the fantasy work. Ohio.
Never gonna boom. Always gonna boom, boom, boom. Never gonna doom, doom, doom. Ohio.
That's the way we boom. Oh yeah. I just like that there was 3 separate instances in the one sex session where every time she's like, oh yeah, huh? What? Gook? Oh yeah. Chink?
It's such a tease though. Like, tell us the slur.
Tell us
Tell
more.
us. I know.
Tell me more. Yeah.
Put asterisks in it or whatever. Let me
Right.
figure it
Hide
out.
it however you gotta hide it, but tell us what happened, please.
Yeah, please, come on.
No cliffhanger. No cliffhangers, please. Maybe that's it. Maybe her name was like Lucy or something. And he was like, oh, Lucy. Oh.
Maybe it was Bobo finally banging Doris.
Yeah, maybe.
She's like, my name's Doris. That's not Asian at all. Why did he think I'm Asian?
I'm from Alabama. You've heard me say howdy, yar. Well, yeah, that's actually why I thought the way you pronounce that is very. I'm not lying. I thought you were Asian. That's the way we boom. But anyway, I'm glad I got that.
Ohio.
That I got that to you.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I couldn't leave that one.
It just sucks. I wanted to know what he said, especially because 3 different terms. It must have been the same term
3
every
times,
time. I
yeah.
guess, yeah.
And again, maybe it was 3 in a row where just on booty claps. He was like, chang, chang, chang. Like he fucking. She's just like, well, that was weird. Me and my white boyfriend had white people sex. He was throwing around a lot of anti-Vietnamese sentiment.
I'm going to look at hallway and try to figure out how people think she's Asian. I never saw that before.
I think she's Asian.
Oh, yeah?
I think
Okay.
she is a distant relative who might have been a fucking Chinese railroad man.
you ever give her some racial insensitives?
All the time. All the time, like, yeah, put that big Asian cock in me. That doesn't make any sense in any way. It always puts a dead stop to what we're doing. I'm like, oh, it was a slip of the tongue. I didn't mean it. Now, can you please put that big beefy egg roll back where I want it? It's like, you're fucking me. What the hell?
What's going on? Stop. What are you imagining?
Stop having
What fantasy
Asian
are
gay
you-
sex with me in your head. Can you be present, please? Ohio. All right. I think it's time.
Yeah.
Put on my Yetzer Hara cap. Put on my train whistle. Let's read this last super chat and get the heck on out of here.
Super chat.
Brian Anthony. Hello, Brian. Sequel to Sucking on a Chili Dog. That was God, that was almost an hour ago. Fuck, what was the sequel to Sucking on a Chili Dog? I'm sorry, Brian. I should have read this before. That is my mistake.
The Boom video?
No, it was before that.
Ice hockey? Ice football?
What was it?
The
Sucking on to a dog. Sucking on to a dog. Sucking on a dog.
the
Sucking on a
Nutella song?
chili. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I already forgot what that song sounded like, and I'm happy about it. Don't remind me.
Okay, I won't.
Nutella. I like Nutella.
Oh, yeah.
I like Nutella.
Well, thank you, Brian Anthony. And thank you all for hanging out and mourning the passing of dear old Uncle George.
We love you, Uncle George.
We could all just take solace in the fact that at least before he passed, he had his bag milked by a hot nurse.
Yeah.
Hot nurse fucking milked his bag and gave him one last hurrah
Yeah.
before he
Took the pressure off his brain.
Before he went up to heaven and high-fived Jesus.
Whenever someone milks my bag, my brain gets less pressure in it. It's true.
You ain't lying.
Yeah.
You ain't lying one no bit. No how, no way. I get my bag milk. I'm like, yeah, you fucking gook. You fucking get that banana juice out of there. Whack bag. But to end the show,
Monday in the studio.
we have a board song.
And a video.
And well, yeah.
Song.
I mean,
well, you know, last time Wednesday we only had a board song. We had 2 board songs.
we had to pick a winner.
Mm-hmm.
And to the person who is not the board winner, valiant effort, valiant multiple efforts put in. It was neck and neck right here. The choice was made on just a fraction of a second of a stupid, what do we want to hear? Why do we want to hear it? Who do we want to hear? How do we want to hear it?
Again.
Over and over again, lined up with the video. How do it do? Both people very creative. Both people very excellent work they did.
We appreciate both people that sent in the
Jeff
song.
and Fitzy.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff. Consummate professionals. Thank you for submitting board songs, but we had to pick one. So here is the April board song. And
Caitlin Kant, Mama Reno, Edie Cunty, Nick Giordano, Charlie Chicago, Deadpool, Jeremy Stock, Marshall Bo, Pre, the Moose Pete, Fitzy, Dominic, Riccatelli, Josh Wurs, Mike Ligayo, Mitchell, Chris Berg, Jimmy Z, Ganna, Gecko Dundee, Daniel Mundy, Gay Bitches, Connor Beck, Jeff Dodge, Jones 7-3, Michael Malice, Curtis John, William Yoder, Brian Kate Gah, Jeffrey the Giraffe, Stan Turner, 9X Support, Matt Bugatti, Asia S. Thompson, Old Youngie Bob, Fan of Patrice, Doogie 7626, Justin Ford, Garrett J, Thomas, Larry F. Food, Turk, Angelo, Mark, Doug, Gratz, Litz, Cynthia, Jersey, Just, Eric, Leister, Mass, Lucy, Clara, Rocky Pantozi, Jose Delgado, Jay, Stu's, Plusher, Payne, Jam Man, Jay, Nate, Gina, Marie, Beverly, Jay, Quan, G, Johnny, Heather, The Hooker, Jonathan, Mardukas, AJR, Michael J, Bernsey, and Harold, Who's Channel 666, Lindsay, Sabadoo, Steve's Ass, Miss Jigger, Nancy, Aaron Kraft, Vinny Cash. These people paid $100.
Thank you, all the greasers. It's the end of the world as we know it.
So catchy. Good job, Fitzy.
Thank
Excellent
you, Fitzy.
work on the song.
Yeah.
And Jeff, honestly, yours were very funny. I had a hard time hearing my baby's voice and then the N-word directly afterward. I was like, I don't know if I could. Once is hilarious, but literally every show, it would make me uncomfortable. I don't know if I could do it. I had to not pick that one, even though
it was
Jeff,
more creative than Fitzy. No offense, Fitzy, but he had your son's voice in there saying Gino.
and I was so
gay.
proud. But it was just there's something about it where I was like, I don't want this every day. I don't know. I couldn't tell you why. I just don't. So we had to go with Fitzy's end of the world, end of the board as we know it.
Just imagine 20 years from now, Charlie is some sort of internet personality.
No.
And
No! He has to be successful. I have to.
No, like he's Mr. Beast.
I don't even want that.
You don't even want that? He's the Boom Guys.
No!
You and Charlie are the
No.
Boom Guys.
I must suffer I walk so he will run.
This video comes out of. Wait, I found this video of Charlie saying
No.
Gino is gay. And then someone says the N-word right after it.
I mean, honestly, he's free to be whoever he wants to be in life. That's what I'm going to teach him. But I'm like, dude, you're going to want to be like a rich guy who just does whatever he wants and is not plastered all over the fucking internet. Don't even go on the internet.
That's how you become a rich guy.
No, there's so many rich people who don't do anything like that. They are fucking massively rich, and they don't even have an Instagram account, a Twitter account. They have nothing. They just are too busy being super duper rich. Be like that,
and take care of me when I get old.
When I get old, buy me a suite at the Bellagio to live in.
Because I'm not like Aunt Lorraine and Uncle George, and I can just live off of 2 measly salaries and get a huge house and retire early. And
Listen,
just
Charlie,
live a
Dad's
life.
not retiring ever in his life. Please be successful, but for real.
I always said me smoking cigarettes was my 401k.
No, here's my retirement plan. Cancer, and I'm not getting any treatments.
The second it hits, I'm out. See you later.
I'm just going to jump off
good
of some
run.
big thing
Uh-huh.
as soon as they find out it's terminal. So please, for the love of God, get a job telling other people what their job is. But anywho,
yeah.
Thank you for watching the Garrett and Steve program.
We love you all.
And thank you, Garrett, for coming back. I'm glad you didn't watch Thursday's show because at the end I was like, oh, Garrett's so great. He's so good. He's a real fucking jerk. Gino jerk of guys, bro.
Blessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But seriously, I'm very happy to have you back already.
Yeah.
I had a feeling like there was gonna be wakes and funerals, and like because you said you said he fell. You didn't say he died. I'm like, this is gonna be a whole thing. I'm like,
yeah, it's gonna last a while.
I'm gonna be sitting in my studio by myself for a few days. I was not happy about it. So very happy to have you back. You make this a lot more fun.
Thank God my family has low self-esteem and doesn't want anyone to come and see them when they die. So it's all over very, very quickly.
Thank
And
God
we moved on very
for the android's low self-worth. Really helps bring a podcast together.
God, I mean, imagine like they would have had it during the week this week. You know, you can't have it on the weekend. You have to give people time to prepare to come here.
If they
If they did like Tuesday or Wednesday or something.
if they did if they gave him the GF gold casket treatment, it would have been Monday, Tuesday wakes, and then Wednesday funeral.
Yeah,
at minimum. Could have made it. Could have made it a 3-day wake fest, and then gone for the funeral. But luckily, nobody cares. So they just burned him that day. They threw him on a bonfire.
They put him in the worst box possible, lit him on fire.
Threw him in a cardboard box. Threw him in a bonfire and said, "Good riddance."
Then just scooped up ashes of everyone and said, "Yeah, this is his ash."
Yeah, some fireplace. Here. There's dirt in there because it was on the ground. We burned him on a pile of shit on the floor.
Rest
Happy to have
in
you back.
power, Uncle George.
Summer of George. Every summer from here on out.
Yeah.
You all pour one out for old Georgie boy. I mean, for my 40th birthday party,
that would be a perfect one, right?
I want an Uncle George party.
Yeah.
I want a basement,
a makeshift casino
filled with casino games, with like real
stripper.
money flying around. Because it's my birthday, I get to cause a scene and like take the money back from the blackjack dealer. It's my birthday, and I think you're bullshit. You're a bullshit dealer. Who gets a fucking 6-card 21 on my birthday? I'm taking all my chips back.
You're right. Yeah.
And everyone else, if they try to pull that shit, I'll have a fuck. I'm gonna have a pit boss. And the pit boss escort them from the fucking property. Because you know, as someone who's playing the games, I'm also gonna be part owner of this casino, and I want my cut. House always wins. We're gonna take a good amount of money from people. Is that what your uncle did, by the way? Was he the house and like everybody who paid in? He was just like, oh, you lose.
I honestly don't know.
I hope so. I hope he
because
cheated.
it's like it wasn't like people were just playing for fake money because who cares? They definitely had to play for real money. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like all the losers or whatever, he got the money for like a birthday present or something. Maybe I don't know.
That should be how it is.
Yeah,
Uncle George was the house, and he should have known and like got some weighted dice for craps, all sevens. Everyone's rolling fucking sevens all night, and a roulette board with magnets in it. That all right, well, there's a lot of money on the table. 0, hit the magnet. Happy birthday, George, and
happy death day, George.
Rest in peace, Uncle George.
We
Love you, miss you. Thank you for watching the Garrett and Steve program.
Bye.